Bubba the Love Sponge.
Roger. Brace for auditory impact. 10 seconds there. 1, 2. Ball pre-record on my count.
May I have your attention, please? Bubba decided to take off this week, so this is what we call the best of Bubba.
We're ready to go into fast time if you are.
For all you counter-programmers out there, we know this is recycled material, some or all of which you may not approve. Do us all a favor and save your emails and chat cancer comments. They will just be filed in the Go F*** Yourself department.
Doing a real good show up there, and I think we're proving our point, old buddy.
Thanks for your attention to this matter.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Oh, look, Lummy, it's Thursday. What does that mean?
It's your favorite.
It's sometimes. I'm not going to argue that I do get along. I get along privately with Brian more than I get along show with, like being on the air with Brian. He's very polarizing to me, but very popular with the fans. So I don't know what that means. But then I got my ass kisser Tuttle up in the house, so that kind of strategically made it that way. Because Tuttle, if I get you and Tuttle, Lummy, on a show, I'm highly insulated. Yeah. And it'll flank that schmarminess of that shovel-faced son of a bitch.
He didn't interrupt you at all in the pre-show today, so that was good.
No, the dynamics of the pre-show sometimes I get anxiety sometimes because I'm trying to put everything together. I'm trying to.
You're the QB.
I'm trying to call the play. I'm trying to manage the team. I'm trying to get the team. I'm trying to get the bus started. Get all the proper boxes. Lummy, because we're live on YouTube, we're live on Rumble, we're live on X, we're live on Twitch, we're live on Facebook.
So you don't do any of that.
You want to look at my screens right now?
No, I'm saying you don't get us on those sites.
No, I gotta load them on my computer. You know how hard that is for me sometimes.
I gotta load them on my computer.
I gotta make a thumbnail.
I gotta screw you, rat. I gotta load them. I gotta load them on my computer. I gotta make sure the volumes are not turned up so that when I put the internet pod up, we don't get a double reverb.
That's right.
Well, that's about a 50%. So I've messed that up half the time. And then so like then I have to make sure that we're live on all of them, which we are. And then I gotta manage who's here, because you
T-shirt Will, $20.
T-shirt Will, I'm so mad at you.
Baby facing Tuds.
So mad at you.
What's
T-shirt
up,
Will.
T-shirt Will? Thanks for the money. Bubba's mad at you.
So not mad, just disappointed because
What'd he do? I don't know the story.
Well,
it's more what he didn't do.
Let's just not talk about it, okay?
Well, it's not like I brought it up.
T-shirt Will knows. He knows.
He knows what he did.
He has his head bowed right now in disappointment, knowing he disappointed me.
He's bending the knee.
If you're sorry, give us $200.
All right. So
show us you're sorry.
Today is like almost the lighting of the torch of BARP, like in an Olympic ceremony type deal. Today is the kicking off. Brian, were you impressed with our early setup? Meaning like porta potties with a hand washing station. We've now.
Man, you love the hand washing station, Bubba.
Well, I mean,
it's a big selling point.
It's a cool feature that we've never had.
Well, here's the deal. I don't want to hear trolls or whatever be like, oh, you're in a parking lot with with a portalet and no place to wash your hands.
Is that what trolls do?
That's what they say, and now they can't say that.
Right.
Because yes, we're in a parking lot, and yes, there's a portalet, but you can wash your filthy hands.
Right.
Radio listeners don't wash their hands.
Yeah.
They never do.
So anyway, and then Brian, as you can see, we don't have, now Big Red 3 years ago did make a pretty badass stage. Lummy, you know what we could do, Lummy? We could take that stage out so it doesn't get wasted. I think we've now established a new format for the stage, which is Erica's, steel trailer with a jack underneath the back. And so we could take that stage, and so it doesn't go to waste, and we could give it to the goats to jump on.
Probably even better.
They probably would like that.
They sure would. That would be their new sunning spot.
Yeah. See, the goats, man. If you know anything about goats, which how many years have we had the goats now? And do we know the like we don't know the actual birth dates of the goats, but we could probably rough in when we got the goats.
It was 2018.
Was it 2018?
It was like right before.
Well, the
it was-
first two died.
Yes.
And the first two died, and then this is the second. Right?
Yes.
Let me.
Yeah, it was 2018, but yeah, yes.
Didn't know you had to feed them and stuff.
No, they were given to us sick.
Man, the woman, the first one we got, which I don't know
Oh
what.
man, nobody wants to hear the dying goat
No,
story.
it was so malnourished when we got it.
It was.
And we actually took it to the vet, and he's like, "Listen, there's really nothing I can do. You know, it's malnourished. It's just let it try to feed it." And see if
That's it. Just let it die.
and see if it'll see it. And it got so weak it couldn't even get out of its little. At that time we had those little plastic dog houses.
Yes.
But so anyway, let's not talk about the bad
Michael
thing.
Rucker, $50, Babyface Brigade.
Woo, thank you, Mike.
Thank you. So let me. What was like? So is it 2018? And does anybody know the approximate month? Where I know I got Hootie out of Brooksville.
Yeah.
I got Hootie out of Brooksville, and I got Baby and Moon Lake.
That was a long drive when we went and picked up the first ones.
Oh well, yeah. This one was Hootie was even. Man, they were mean to Hootie Lummy when we went to go pick up Hootie. Me and America, they had Hootie on a leash, tied to a fence with just enough slack for him to put his head down and eat a little grass.
Oh, jeez.
And
Probably ate the post.
like he couldn't go more than like 4 foot. Meanwhile, Baby, we roll into Baby's place. It's a trailer, and this woman comes out of the trailer holding Baby. Baby had been inside trailer the entire time.
Nursing him straight from her breast.
Straight from her breast.
Those goats are sexual predators. Every time I go back there, man, they're.
Let me. Here's the deal. By the
told him to.
way, Course Scout and Big Gulp.
All right.
A large contribution on PayPal, and all it says is Babyface with 14 exclamation points.
Love you, ladies.
Be safe,
Hopefully,
girls.
Be safe, girls. Hopefully, see. No, they're not going to be here this year.
No,
Are
they can't make it.
Oh.
But guess
My
who?
shoulders need a rubbing.
I know, but guess who initially thought they couldn't make it, but then they went on their cruise
Mel Gibson.
and Lummy, they ended up being able to work it out with their driving schedule. Greg and Amy.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
wonderful.
so happy. That was really bummed because I love Greg and Amy.
Is it wonderful enough for you to miss your family vacation and stay back on Saturday and go to Bart, Brian?
Oh, I mean, look, if I had a choice between just staying at home and going to BARP or flying up to Connecticut, I'm choosing staying
You
at
got
home
a
and going to
choice.
BARP.
You're a free man.
No, his wife would kill him if he did
Mother-in-law,
that.
too.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my mother-in-law anymore.
You're worried about your wife.
Did you
Yeah.
put her down?
No, I mean the mother. No, what do you think the shelf life of the bad mother-in-law is? Is she healthy?
She's the type that will just never,
She's like a cockroach.
Yeah.
You just can't.
He's tried.
Trick Knee, I see you. I think Trick Knee's coming, Lummy.
All right. Awesome.
So Lummy, we do have by the way, a couple. So anyway, I was going to say, is there any way, like, if we were to try to figure out what month we got the goats?
September 2019 is the best I can figure.
All right, so let's make that their birthdays.
Okay.
September 2019.
I ain't
So
celebrating
hold on.
no goat birthday.
So they're 6.
Yes.
What's the
They're 6
lifespan?
years. Yeah, what's the? Let me ask.
15 to 18 years. I already got it pulled up.
Yeah.
Good morning, Alexa. Hey, Alexa. Good morning.
Good morning. Today in 1939, Superman flew into the pages of newsprint for the first time as a daily comic. I love a good hero story, but I have to say, sometimes it seems like the bad guys have more fun. Ask me to pretend to be a supervillain, and I'll give you the best of my worst.
Wow.
Go ahead and be a supervillain. Let me hear
Yeah,
it.
pick one.
Oh,
Like the Joker?
be the Joker. Hey, Alexa, be the Joker.
This might answer your question. According to Wikipedia, the Joker is a supervillain appearing in
All right.
American
Hey,
comic
Alexa,
books.
shut up. Hey, Alexa, how long do goats live?
A goat's lifespan is typically between 10 years and 15 years.
Lummy, we might be on the, I mean, like, if we're on the early side of that, that's 10. That means we may only have them for 4 more years.
Nah, we're on the.
I got
them
them living longer than that,
Yeah.
Bubba. And the way
Just-
Lummy cares for them, there's
Oh my
no
God,
way.
I know.
Is it like
They're
dog
gonna
years?
they're gonna die though of being too fat because Lummy just I mean
No, I've cut down on it.
can you see they were getting fat?
Yeah, but now there's. I mean, I got some plans for the grass.
Lummy, what do you mean you got plans for
Well,
the
it's
grass?
all-
He's getting diet grass for them.
Diet. No, hold on. Here's the thing: if we'd only make them eat the grass, they wouldn't be fat. Lummy subsidizes
There's no
them
more
with-
grass. It's all gone.
All right, but Lummy, what we should do is we should get some winter rye.
Well, that's what I was saying. That's why I planned.
But you
was.
got to you're going to have to section off. You're going to have to section off half of the pond, so they can't get on this side of the pond. You're going to have to have Wolf come and do some temporary fencing.
No, so they won't mess with the seeds and stuff until it actually starts to grow.
I know, but here's the thing: when it grows just kind of has like little peach fuzz at first. They'll eat that.
No, they won't. They only like that kind of grass once it's full grown. That's the good part about it.
Well, we should go out and buy, like
a bag of seed.
No, like 100 pounds of winter rye, and go plant it all. Get one of those little push, those push thing. Yeah. I have a Skag seeder, a full blown professional Skag, seeder at the track. But
Jason Lindquist, $10.
Not bringing that.
I got you covered, Bubba. Whoever's coming to Barb tonight, each bring 1 pound of rye seed with you, and that'll be your entry fee.
Yeah, there you go.
Do they got a salt block back there?
Yeah, I have a spreader, Bubba.
All right,
yeah.
So. And if you buy a couple bags of winter rye, I'll pay you back. You never gave me the bill for what you were going to buy him some more feed.
Yeah, I got it. I'll give it to you.
All right, let me know, and then I would buy 100 pounds.
Okay.
And just saturate it.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Average Joe because we can get a deal wholesale.
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
I spread 500 pounds of winter rye at the track 2 weeks ago. And I had to go to Merch Creek, went to Tractor Supply, had to pay full retail. It's like $50 a bag.
Yeah, you need a new seed guy.
I do need a seed hookup.
Yeah.
How do they? Let me ask you a question. How do they make seeds from
other plants?
From other
they harvest it from other winter rye plants.
I know, but god dang,
they harvest it. They out in the field. They just they harvest it the way they harvest anything.
To get the seed, right?
Yeah,
right.
To get the seed.
And the winter rye, Lummy, only grows until March.
Yes.
So at that point, then, do we go in and plant,
some bahia
yes.
or
which I just
that's more expensive, by the way. Winter rye is the white trash of grass.
Yeah, I know.
Bahia and St. Augustine is the high dollar deal. But if we go through Average Joe, we might be able to get a wholesale deal.
Well, I got 1,600 square feet of bahia that I planted the last 2 days.
Bermuda.
It's it's half the price of St. Augustine.
Okay.
So
but you don't plant that until after what? Well, you plant that in March after they've blown through the winter rye.
And then once we're going to
So
hit rainy
is there a weight loss program part of not giving them as much goat feed because they love that dry feed that it's like crack to them.
Yeah. I got the medicated one again this time. So just
what's the medicated one mean?
Oh, just so they stay healthy. Yeah, dewormer, all the good stuff. It's all
right.
in
Like
one
if we were to take Hootie and Baby, our goats, to a vet, and they were to get a checkup, would they say that they're in pretty good health?
Oh, they'd say they're impeccable compared to other goats that just sit outside.
Here's the one thing that we didn't do, we haven't done for a couple years, and I think their fur is a lot like a good lawn where it needs a good thatching.
Yes.
I think when the spring after winter, like March, April, that we get the goat shears out again and we give them haircuts.
Perfect.
Remember remember we did that one year?
Yeah,
was it hard?
It was it was hard at first, but then once they realized that we were not hurting them,
it's the sound, right?
Yeah, and once they realized it was like after 2 or 3 minutes they settled down because they knew that we weren't hurting them. But they look a lot better and they look a lot different.
Yes.
When they're shaved, like they got like what 3, maybe 4 years worth of growth.
They sure do.
I mean, they're they got like long ass hair. but that probably helps them for the coldness. And then come springtime, we'll shave them and we'll videotape it.
Sounds fun.
Have we looked into my idea with having a goat cam out there with a goat feeder?
Yes.
Is that
it's
something
doable.
Is it doable?
Yeah,
though?
Macho with the cream machine and stuff like that. That kind of got put to the back.
Right. Cream Machine gets back here today. And then Mach can start working on making that my mobile broadcast, a unit.
It's going to be badass.
All the soundproofing and flooring will be here today. Willie's in Charleston right now.
Okay,
He's
fantastic.
driving straight down from North Carolina.
Merch Crick's got the backdrop banners. Did you see him? She was trying to rig them up. Did you hear me?
Yes.
So
Yeah, you were kind of mean to her.
I wasn't mean to her.
God, that's a given, man. I've never seen another human talk to somebody they love like that.
Hold on,
They weren't
Brian.
around.
Here's the deal, Brian. She asked me. This is what I get so mad about with her. She asked
Everything.
me. We ordered these. We ordered these big pieces of cloth. I took the dimensions of the inside the cream machine, so that when the backdrop of when we're going live inside the cream machine all has on all four corners, Lummy, a Bubba Army logo with the QR code.
Perfect.
Now in front of that, behind that's going to be the soundproofing. Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to have hooks then that we hang this, and I got the exact dimensions of the cream machine, all four sides. Now I may leave like the steering wheel and I may leave that open so that you can tell you're inside of a van, kind of like bussing what the boys do, or I may not. So they come in. She orders them. It comes in. It has all the Bubba Army logos. The dimensions are perfect. They got grommets, rubber grommets. So literally, Lummy, all I got to do is install like hooks and let them drape down in front of the soundproofing. So she has this harebrained idea that she wants to use these new backdrops to backdrop the stage, which is just really a trailer.
I thought it was borderline brilliant.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, well, it is borderline brilliant until the first gust of wind comes and knocks them down. And now it's knocked them down and potentially could rip them and potentially could tear out a rubber grommet. So she's asking me about it.
When did you learn the word gromlet?
Yeah, and what is a grommet? Because I've always heard grommets.
Okay, it is a grommet. It's a grommet. Okay, listen, I'm not. Nor have I ever advertised myself as being the smartest person in here. Okay,
I don't know
I'm
either
only the
one.
quarterback.
But that's
I'm
your
only the
charm.
quarterback.
No, you do it all, you said.
I do it all. Doesn't mean I'm the smartest guy doing it.
Well, don't say you're just the quarterback. You're Jerry Jones.
He's only making tackles because you're missing them, Seth.
Well, everybody shut up right now. So we're laying in bed and she's like, hey, I just want to let you know that our backdrops for the cream machine came. And I'm like, that's great because we're going to be getting the cream machine in about 2 or 3 days. It's going to be, I went over there to Terry's Automotive yesterday, Lummy, and they're like, oh my God. As we've dug into this thing, we didn't, no, good news.
Oh, good.
Remember when I first got it and Monster Transmissions took it and put a really badass beefy transmission in it?
Yep.
And a rear end in it, and it's got dualies, and then Steve Forensic. I had a really aggressive 383 stroked out late model motor in it, and it was just way too much. So my good friend Steve Forensic, who I think still lives in Wisconsin, built me. He does motors as a hobby. He's got Forensic Speed Shop, but I think he's also a trucker too. He's got a pretty successful YouTube channel.
Longwood, $25. Maga Matroni.
So he said, "Hey, listen, man. He got a 1990 350 4-bolt main RV motor." Something way tuned. I had a race car motor on it.
It was throaty.
I mean, so he's like, listen, let's put on a more reliable, So Steve Forensic built me this badass, badass, really, 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 really durable 350. Monster transmission, put in like a $4,000 transmission in it. So Terry, when I went over to Terry's yesterday, he's like, man, this thing is really been customized. It's, now they had a lot to do to it as well. They new fans, new gauges, new
grommets,
everything, new grommets.
Do the lights still work?
Lights still work. And so I'm picking it up today. So Merch Crick says to me, I got the backdrops for the cream machine. I'm like, great. She goes, you know what we should do with them? We should make them as a backdrop for the stage. And I said, well, Merch Crick, they're only made out of material. They're not made out of a durable vinyl or anything like that. And I don't know how you're going to hang them because... And so she goes, Lummy, and gets those two engine, those two big safety jacks that I have when I jack my car on the lift.
Yeah.
And you put these two safety jacks underneath the car, so in case there would be something catastrophic happened, the car wouldn't, come crashing down on you. Well, she goes and gets those two things and tries to adjust the width of them, and then wire tie these backdrop step and repeat stuff on. And you saw it, Lummy. After she had it done, it fell over.
Yes.
With one wind gust, it fell over.
That's what
so then I yelled at her. I'm like, Merch, so in bed I told her, no, don't do it.
I helped her pick up the one that fell, and as Bubba was yelling at her, I said, I think they look great.
And so I tell her,
and then we locked eyes.
I tell her, Erica, I told you I didn't want to do this. Like having a backdrop at BARP means nothing.
Nobody wants to see an old brick wall, man. She was trying to put her feminine touch on it.
I know. Had she potentially used the wall to put these things on, which at that point, Lummy, it's going to require you to probably have to put some some type of taps inside of in the wall and which I don't want that to done. I don't want the wall being messed with.
3M hooks, baby.
So. Yeah, adhesive. Like that's gonna lie. Yeah. So anyway,
she just said she was like, I can't believe how mean he is to me.
No, he did. She did not say that.
I felt like she wanted
texted
to.
Me and
I
said the
told
same
her.
thing.
I just told her. I said, Erica, what did did you? I hate when she doesn't listen to me. We
know.
And so I just said to her, get that, because we talked about it the night before. I said, I don't want that. I don't want that. She'd also found, Lummy, these little old banners that she could put in front of the wheels, which looks good. And I'm like, yeah, do that. And then she found this other old Bubba Army step and repeat that she could potentially adhere or affix to the wall. So I'm like, that would be fine too. But don't take my brand new, I got 4 of them. Don't take my brand new material banners that I'm using for the cream machine. Don't take those out into the elements and potentially rip one. Because, no matter...
Erica, don't let Bubba quell your creativeness.
So...
She turned to Seth and said, we can't make Massa mad.
She doesn't call me Massa.
She said, I'm going to put these rocks in my pocket.
I'm going to
throw them at him
later.
later.
What she said? When he's over there snoring and gurgling at night, I'm going to Glenn Close the hell out of him right in the back.
She actually told me she's been grinding up glass in your mashed potatoes.
She's slowly poisoning me. So I didn't really yell at her. You guys were. I just said.
Yeah.
Merch,
well,
I just said Erica.
Your idea of yelling and everybody else's might be a little different.
I just said Erica. No, stop. Put that away.
You said, "Hey, bitch, stop being stupid."
I did not say that.
Okay, I thought I heard that.
That's their love language.
Lummy, you were there. What did I? Lummy, you were there.
You were pleasant. You just said, Erica, stop.
That's all I said.
Stop, Erica, stop.
That's all I said.
You said it's gonna rip. It's not a good idea. Stop.
I just said stop
and sprayed her with a water bottle.
I said stop and fold those up. They're gonna end up ripping, and it's gonna. And I told you yesterday I didn't want this. Yeah, but I thought I don't care what you thought. Put them away.
Yep.
Stop. That's it. It was stern, but it was not disrespectful. There were no names called. There was no physical violence threatened.
I was uncomfortable.
We got Erica on the line. Let's go to the phones. She's going to speak for herself.
So then, let me listen yesterday, and I hate this. I'm trying to watch the Chili Bowl highlights on my laptop, okay?
Okay.
I've already been over to Terry's Automotive. I've already been on the phone with Tom Bean. I've already done some business. I got a conference call today with the TrueWorks people. By the way, they love the Gary or Rhett. I think it was Rhett. Rhett sent me the TrueWorks air check yesterday. Rhett, thank you for that. It was awesome. So I got an onboarding advertising call with him today at 1:00. I was writing. Awesome. I'm writing the Bubba Raceway Park Ocala Speedway script for the King of the Streets Open Wheel Modified Winter Nationals. I got to do that today. I was writing that, trying to watch Chili Bowl highlights, and then she gets into this whole big. I want to show you the outfits I got picked out. So we have to go through a fashion show.
Yeah.
That's a pretty important part of BARP.
Well,
I'm just saying, that's what half the people come for, is to see the ladies.
So, true. And there are, I will tell you this. There are some very attractive the ladies comes in all shapes, size, and sexinesses at BARP.
A lot of great sets.
Whatever you're into, it'll be. I mean, from Sunbelt's Carla, to.
All right, but this is not a brothel, right? This is not. You don't get to pick like the woman at the cat house to have sex with that night, right?
No, but it's nice. It's nice to be at a party that's got good-looking women.
If I'm at a party with a bunch of dudes, I just will pull up a woman on my phone and hold it up.
Is Reggie
that what
bringing
you
the
do?
twins?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what Richie's pram. I don't know. So
is the Texas Hangman bringing a babe?
Texas Hangman's bringing his hot girlfriend. I think Jimmy Clevis is bringing his wife. I think Steve Diaco's bringing Krista. I don't know if Dan's bringing Romina or not.
Oh, please.
Is Jackal bringing the Jackalos?
The Jackettes.
The Jackettes.
So I'm in my recliner, Lummy, which that's kind of like, when I'm in my recliner, leave me alone.
Yep.
You got the feet up?
Got the feet up.
What's the Chili Bowl, man?
It's a race.
Chili
It's where
Bowl.
Bubba almost died.
Oh, it's okay.
It's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're all competing for a Golden Driller Award.
It's indoor, too, Seth.
It's indoor. It's the
They
largest.
give that away at the AVN, the Golden Drillers.
It's the. And this year's Golden Driller
Johnny
Award.
Sins.
Shane Diesel.
Lexington Steel.
Is that your favorite?
No.
It's just a name that came to mind.
I'm not really up on.
Well, Lex
the
isn't
new,
really pumping them out like he used to.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I don't think
saying,
either of those guys are in the game anymore.
North.
Like I'm saying, like I couldn't tell you. I'm not up on modern day porn. I could tell you porn from 10, 15 years ago, but I'm not up on the hot.
You only do vintage?
No, I don't only do vintage. I just don't look at porn as much.
Today's porn just isn't the same as it's like the NBA.
It's
too
soft.
Too soft.
So I'm watching the Chili Bowl highlights. By the way, the Tulsa Expo Center or whatever the hell it's called is the largest building in the world that doesn't have middle support stands.
Bubba's Green and Rice, $20.
It's the largest freestanding building in the world that doesn't have middle support beams.
Huge trusses, probably, right?
So yeah, they have huge. It's where they used to make oil drilling rigs. That's where they used to make oil drilling. So you can't have, I guess, a middle stanchion or something like that when you're making an oil drill. So they have the race inside. It's the midgets. It's very prestigious race. So I'm watching the Chili Bowl highlights. I'm watching Larson. I think Larson got second or first on one night.
I think he got first.
What
So
about
this has
Bush?
already happened, and you know the results, and
No.
you're just watching the highlights?
No, I didn't. Yes, it's already, but I didn't watch it live.
No, you didn't watch it live, but you know the results already?
Not. Yeah,
Yes.
I guess.
Okay. So just clarifying that. So this is
So Merch Crick goes to me and says, "Listen, I got some outfits picked out for BARP, and I'd like to,
She probably wanted to bang you, Bubba, because they're so cleavage heavy.
She is very cleavage heavy. There's an outfit that she wanted to wear tonight that was blue jeany, kind of like it was but it was just, I think it was too much.
It was jacking him up.
I said no, but now I'm thinking maybe yes because it is pretty sexy. But then I'm thinking tonight's not a sexy night. Tonight, it's just a pig roast. It's just a hog roast. It's not really a night of sexiness.
I don't know what hog roast you're going to, but I've gotten laid at everyone I've gone to.
There you go. So anyway, Lummy, tonight, so she goes through, and I'm like, yes, no, yes, no, and then she starts coming. I'm like, Merch Crick, we've already picked out the 3 outfits. Why are we continuing to do this? She's like, well, I got like 3 more. And I'm like, she had 5 and I narrowed it down to 3, including what she's wearing tonight and then Friday night and Saturday night.
You're a fashionista, Daddy.
Can't you do an outfit change like Mariah Carey, like come out every hour in a different outfit?
No.
Oh.
So we do that. Finally, I tell her, listen, can I just watch my races? We've already picked out all your outfits. You look great.
And this is after yelling at her yesterday about the the backdrop.
I didn't.
Well, no, I'm just putting the day together, Bubba.
I didn't yell at her.
I got my own problems here. I'm just trying to put your day together.
Bob Cook was even there. You talked calmly to her.
And then we went and watched Landman. Now I don't know if last night's Landman was the finale or not.
It's episode 10 of the season. I got to imagine it is.
Will you look at when the last Landman is? Because I'm up to speed.
What happened on the last night's show?
I'm not saying.
I loved it.
Landman comes out on Sunday, so I usually watch it on Monday. I stream it on Monday, usually the day after. I don't usually watch it live because I think it's like 8 or 9 o'clock. So I'll usually watch it then through the week. I'll catch up on the new. I'm into the new Dexter deal. Were you a Dexter fan, Brian?
Yes. I haven't gotten into the new one yet.
Oh my God! Can I tell you? It is phenomenal.
That is the season finale.
The one I just watched last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you think, Bubba, without giving away anything? Because I thought it was a great.
You talking about Landman?
Yeah, it was a great.
Did you watch? So you're done with it, like I am?
Yes.
I think it's great. I also think those two. I think the mom and the daughter are just
hot,
absolute smoke shows. And even Brian, who
absolutely.
Oh my God!
Insane.
The daughter, she's an adult, correct?
She's 27 years old.
So she plays a senior in high school.
Yeah, and then the boyfriend who's a quarterback who looks like he's 40.
Right, I know. It looks like he's been lifting with Jimmy Cleavis, right?
And literally looks like he's already on Botox at 27 as well.
Right. And they're trying to play him off that he's going to be a freshman at Texas Tech, right?
Yeah.
But she is the daughter not just absolutely a smoke show?
Yeah, it's so funny. It's not your type at all.
The mom.
No, she has natural boobs.
Yeah.
But the mom. I don't know if you. I think I'd rather be with the mom because she's a predator.
Well, what about the female lawyer chick?
Yes, but she's a distant. I mean, I would pick her third.
But you haven't seen her scantily clad.
We
yet.
have not.
Demi
You're right.
Moore can still get it, though.
And Demi Moore still looks good as hell. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
And I like that little southern accent that Demi Moore puts on.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Brian, I think you'll like. I'm not going to say how it happened. I think that you'll like it. I think you'll like it enough that they're setting up the next season as to what they're doing.
Oh, what did you think of the guy that was revealed at the end? The actor, they're getting big name actors in the show, is what I'm saying.
I don't know who. I mean, I was kind of fuzzy. I was kind of in and out of consciousness. It was a little bit longer. It was like an hour.
Hour 15.
Hour 15, and I was like, I was like, well, I don't know how much longer I can hang on. I may have to rewatch it, Tuttle. Sometimes I do that when I'm on my, sleep.
It was a big actor.
It was?
Yes.
Where did they reveal it at? At the very last?
Yeah, the guy that comes in at the end, and talks with Billy.
Oh, yeah. And they leave they get out of there right on time.
Yep.
No, Brian, Brian, me saying they get out of there right on time
that
doesn't
sounds
mean nothing.
like
It means nothing.
Could be.
Means nothing.
It doesn't.
Just saying, my wife wasn't feeling good last night, so I couldn't watch it. She took NyQuil and went night-night.
I got to tell you, Tuttle, I feel for Billy Bob because that guy goes through hell.
Oh, dude.
Man. I mean, that poor dude, he's just doing his job, and he's always getting yoked up and just,
Tommy Norris.
So Billy Bob Thornton, man, how he didn't win a Golden Globe. Who beat him out on the Golden Globes on that?
Some Asian guy from Shogun.
God.
I don't even know.
Embarrassing.
Wait, how was it nominated this year? It just came out,
It was already nominated for Golden Globes. He got in. They were in under the cutoff.
Now, so Oscars are movies, and what is it?
Emmys.
Emmys are movies,
are the bigger. Emmys are the bigger ones for TV. Oscars are for movies.
Okay, so Emmys are TV, and that includes streaming.
Yeah.
So
do the Golden Globes is kind of like the jobber initial,
right.
And then you also have the SAG Awards,
right. But
that's more industry, and then the big one is the Emmys for TV.
And they have daytime and nighttime Emmys.
TV streaming-wise, Emmys are far more prestigious than Golden Globe. I bet, and I think the Emmys are like in February, March.
What about the Tonys? Those are my favorite.
Well, that's for Broadway.
That's for Broadway.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
But I think the Emmys are coming up, and I think Landman will absolutely clean up.
People are loving that Asian Shogun show.
Hey, Alexa, when are this year's Emmys?
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
Let me Bing.
June 24th. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, here's national calendar. On the calendar for June 24th is National Pralines Day.
She picked up the June 24th.
Let me. I got to go to words because that's a very upsetting day for me.
Why?
It's my son's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Billy Bob will make it better.
Yeah, Billy Bob won't make it better. I can promise you that. But anyway, Lummy, I think for the Emmys,
should we have an Emmy watch party?
I think Tulsa King could clean up. Brian, were you a Tulsa King guy?
No.
Were you Lioness?
No.
Should we have a content house for the Emmys, Bubba?
No.
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
We could dress up
By
and
the way,
chatter.
I got to go to words, but I got to make this correction. You know, tonight's hog roast was supposed to be 5 to 9. We're moving it back an hour to 6. So don't get here like I wouldn't get here.
So it's 6 to 10 instead of 5 to 9?
No, it's 6 to 9. You can eat your hog and have some good and patronize along with your favorite Bubba Army people in 3 hours.
Somebody's eating this hog tonight, I'll tell you that right
Somebody's
now.
going to rip the head off and carry it around.
We're not. The head's not being presented, Tuttle.
We're going to deep fry Koran,
We're
too.
going to have it already deheaded by the time it gets here. Let's not, get any more heat on us than we already do. I got to sit here. I'm a goalie with you guys just, deflecting heat after heat after heat.
He's a quarterback and now he's goalie.
He's playing all sports.
I'm every position in every sport.
But let me just tell
I'm
you
now
this.
the designated hitter.
How impressive.
I'm a jockey, guys.
How impressive would it be if Tom Brady also was the starting Lightning goalie and had a 1.95 goal per game average? It was like Brian, did you see where the Penguins just flat out waived their starter?
Wow.
You didn't see that?
No, I missed that one. I don't follow the Penguins hockey too much.
They signed this dude to like a 4-year, $20 million deal last year.
No, it was 2 years ago because they dropped him to the minors in the beginning of the year because I guess he just was struggling.
But 2 years ago, Brian, they signed him to a $20 million deal.
Yeah.
And this year he's I think he was 8-4, 8-4, and he was just not doing good. His goals per average, he was like I forget what he was, like a -22 or something. I don't know. But I saw it yesterday, and it's just really, really rare for you to sign a guy 2 years ago for $20 million, and you can't. He sucks so bad this year that you can't trade him. That you can't. They straight out waived him.
You still got to pay him, though, right?
Yeah, hockey, and they still are on the hook for that whole bill on their salary cap, which is tight.
So
in the
let's
NHL.
say that another team would pick him up, do they pick up the contract, or does the Penguin still on the hook for the contract?
I honestly, I don't know how that works in the NHL. If you claim him off of waivers, they probably pick up, but nobody's going to claim that contract.
Right, nobody. So that guy's dumb. So at the end of the day, though, even if he doesn't get picked up, his money's guaranteed.
Money.
He's guaranteed,
and it's dead money on their cap. So their cap, which, like I said, in the NHL, it's tight, and it's been tight since COVID.
Yes,
it's only gone up like $3 million since COVID. The salary cap, maybe $5 million, not a whole lot.
Did you see the rumor? I got to go to words. I'm running late. Did you see the rumor where the Pittsburgh Steelers might be where Rodgers ends up?
Ugh. What are they just collecting washed quarterbacks? I
don't know. They're saying, both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are unrestricted free agents.
I still don't know why they moved away from Fields so abruptly.
I told Seth that yesterday.
He's just more dynamic for that offense.
I told Seth that very same thing yesterday, saying, man, I don't know why somebody doesn't get behind this kid. I don't know why Chicago abandoned him so quickly. I like Justin Fields.
How old is Wilson?
Wilson's 110.
37 years, 36. Yeah. I don't know. He's up there. He's long in the tooth.
Anyway, I saw, yesterday they're saying don't be surprised that if they lose both of them, they would pick up a Rodgers.
Yeah, it looks like they have $52 million in the cap space, so they could bring Rodgers and Adams in.
Why in the world would you bring in Rodgers, though?
I don't know. At that point, you're just trying to grab, you're trying to grab a quick championship if you think he's the guy.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a bridge quarterback, I think Mike Tomlin could win with Sam Darnold.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's going to be available. Why not spend the money on him?
Kirk Cousins.
No, Cousins looks pretty washed now. That he did not come back from that Achilles very effectively.
Also, Lummy, in the rumor mill yesterday, as I was looking at my Packers stuff, they're saying that T. Higgins is one of the Packers' #1 targets for next year. They have 59 or 61 million in cap space. and they could afford a T. Higgins.
The problem I have with T. Higgins is this becomes that whole number 2 receiver thing, which can the number 2 move up to be the number 1?
Well, in Green Bay, that guy will be number 1. T. Higgins would be number 1.
I know.
And you cut Christian Watson. Because he's on his last year of his rookie deal.
But he's a 1B, Brian.
What I'm saying is T. Higgins. Yeah, but he's a 1B when there's a 1A.
He was the one. He was the alpha before they drafted Jamar Chase. I mean, you can't pass up on Jamar Chase from what him and Burrow had in college, and there's no way. I mean, I think that since he's going to pay him, but I don't think he goes from Joe Burrow to Jordan Love.
But you don't. They're also saying Devontae. No. They're also saying Devontae Adams, would restructure his deal and come back to Green Bay as well.
They're also saying that if he did go, he would go to the Steelers. He would restructure his deal
for Rodgers.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this all pans out. So anyway, the hog roast has been moved 6 to 9, not 5 to 9. The shuttle at the hotel will start at I think 5:30 or 5:40. Lummy taking people over, and the reason why we had to move it is because the parking lot across the street, the HVAC guys who allow us to use our parking lot all weekend long, they're like a regular business, Lummy, that works 8 to 5.
Yep.
And their guys don't start. They got their parking lot's full till about 5:15, 5:30.
Yeah.
So Lummy so they got a hold of Lummy yesterday. They must have heard on. I think somebody over there listens. Lummy.
No, I walked over because I realized it, so I went over there to talk to him about what we could do about the overflow parking, because I was sitting there going.
And they flat out told Lummy, listen, you better move your thing to 6 because it's,
I still do.
I heard one of them came over to check on Erica to make sure she was okay.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge show will be back after this.
This is Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire, and you're listening to The Best of Bubba, so enjoy it.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
You guys didn't. No, that little bit of information I just gave you off the air. Nobody knew that.
I knew about.
I knew about it.
No, you didn't.
I know all about Doink.
You didn't know that Steve Kern played Doink the Clown. That he was the second Doink the Clown, and he was also then. I think before Doink the Clown was Skinner. No, I think after Doink the Clown was Skinner. Remember, he would have tobacco. He was like this backwoods, white trash guy that spit tobacco on the fans.
Yeah.
I did a dark match with Skinner at the Sundome back in the day. By the way, Lummy, hierarchy, of course. Let me see. I think this is appropriate. Blow, pack, blow.
I didn't know.
200 on the PayPal.
I didn't know.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army.
Steve was a Tampa boy.
Oh, Steve's a big-time Tampa boy.
I didn't know. I didn't know he went to Robinson.
Oh. So don't forget, tonight's pig roast is 6 to 9, not 5 to 9. And if you're at the host hotel, the shuttle service starts about 5:30 or so. Now there's something here, and I don't want anybody to. This is not a joking matter. So just dance with me on this, okay?
Yes, sir. I know who you're talking to.
You?
Oh, well, I was thinking Seth, but I'm just joking.
You usually start it, then he piles on. Once you open up the schmarminess, then he'll come in.
He's my fullback. He opens up the hole.
Yeah, he's your Rocky Blyer and you're Franco Harris.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I got to play D-tackle here and stop him.
You're Walter Payton and he's your Matt Suey.
Thank you.
Yeah. He's your Brian Piccolo and your Gale Sayers.
R.I.P.
Which one had cancer?
Brian Piccolo. So anyway, it's been brought to my attention, Lemmy, that Stacy, the chat winner.
Stacey G.
Yes. That her significant other or her plus one might be a biker. Well, from a motorcycle club perspective.
Uh-oh.
And that the picture that she sent Merch Crick, the guy had a 1%er bike vest, bike motorcycle club vest on. Now, I cannot stress enough that one, if he's an outlaw, great, wear it. Wear it. We're not going to have any problems. But if you're not an outlaw, and to me it didn't look like an outlaw jacket. If you're not an outlaw, please don't wear your jacket. Just don't wear it, because if you wear it, I'm not going to let you in. And if you do wear it and somehow you sneak in, it won't be good. It just won't be good. Like, we are, by default, a person on the program is an outlaw, which means we're kind of outlaw.
We won't say who.
Which means we're kind of outlaws by de facto. And Gene could be. I know Gene's going to be here Saturday night. I know that for a fact. But one, if Gene was here tonight and this guy would wear, the Mongols or whatever, there's several different motorcycle clubs around here, and that jacket would be on this property, and he is on this property. I am going to tell you right now, Gene Lasker would shoot him.
That is fascinating to me.
Like, Gene Lasker would shoot him and go to prison.
I'm sorry, you said he's not in a motorcycle club, but he's wearing a jacket. What's this jacket that if you're not in a club?
Is that what Stacy? Oh, okay.
She said he won't wear it. It's going to be too cold.
Okay,
Not
Stacey.
because he's afraid of Gene Lasker, but he's afraid of the weather.
Okay, Brian, don't start with your nonsense.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Because Lasker will shoot you. Just tell it.
Remember what he did to me when I just made a little joke? He beat me with that baseball bat in the studio?
He did. He beat Tuttle with a baseball bat.
A real one?
Yeah. No, a wiffle ball one, but
It's high quality plastic.
It was. I thought I had it still, but I think Gene actually broke it when he actually pummeled. So here's the thing, Stacy. I'm not. Yeah, just don't wear the jacket. No big deal. And if he's not in a motorcycle club, then you probably shouldn't have the 1%er. You shouldn't have that on your jacket, because every motorcycle club has a problem with that. That's what all motorcycle clubs have a problem with.
It's like stolen valor for them, right?
Yeah. So anyway, listen, your +1 is more than welcome to be here. I would just appreciate it if he didn't wear his motorcycle jacket. That's it. Because that could go south real fast. And I just don't want the issues. And he's not in a club, Bubba. Okay, well, that's fine. Stacey, no big deal. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just trying to potentially, eliminate a potential problem.
Yeah, we don't want any murders at this year's bar.
So,
that could ruin the party.
Just don't wear any motorcycle jackets at all.
Don't talk about it either.
It's like the Fight Club. So
can I wear my Caleb Williams jersey?
Sure, of course you can.
Okay. Nope. Jordan Love. That's colors versus colors, man.
No, yeah, I'm a Jordan Love guy. You have to stick you. No, listen.
Shank you in the back.
And I just want to get out of here alive on Saturday, Bubba.
And Stacy, I don't want you upset with me. I'm just trying to eliminate a problem. Your +1 is your +1. He's more than welcome to be here. I'd love to meet him. Whatever. But just let's. And that goes for anybody. That goes for anybody.
I've learned.
Yeah,
I got to pick out a new outfit tonight.
But your Hell's Angels, I'm sorry, your Village People biker outfit.
Assless chaps and a 1% patch that covers my my little peanut down there.
Yeah.
I figured you're more Sons of Anarchy.
So anyway, Stacy, thank you for understanding. Thank you. No, please don't think I'm trying to single out your guy.
That's a hell of a thing to address, man. That's
well, Seth. I mean, we literally saved this from being the last BARP ever. If that were the case,
it would be. No,
Gene
it
would murder the guy.
It would. No. Not only would.
But why would he murder the guy for wearing a vest?
Because it's
that's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes.
Okay, I'm just asking. I don't know.
He would call 10 of his outlaw guys 15 minutes and in 20 minutes you'd hear the roar of about 15 choppers rolling up in here. And I know Iggy's tough, Lummy, but he can't stop 15 outlaws from trying to get in here.
I think you can, Iggy.
Like
don't listen to
Dothraki horde.
And so next thing you know, it's an absolute. It looks like Roadhouse, Lummy, in here. Everybody fighting, and it's just.
Dan's kicking like Patrick Swayze, taking off his shirt.
Jimmy Cleaves is getting involved. I mean, the Texas Hangman's going off the top.
Erica's getting her heat out.
She got her heater out.
She's always strapped.
I mean, that there's probably, Lummy, several people at the parties that are strapped.
Primetime toys, $20.
I mean, yeah, and you have the right to be strapped. You have this is not this is not a bar. This is not a sporting event. This is a casual get together in a parking lot at a radio station.
So you need to be strapped.
Yeah, I would suggest that you're strapped. If an opportunity, yeah.
Are we gonna have snipers?
And Florida now is an open carry state.
Well,
so as long as you're over 21 and not a felon, you can carry.
You can open carry, or you don't have to have a concealed carry. Like you can't carry.
You can't carry. You can't have your gun outside like you're a cowboy.
Okay.
On
This ain't Texas.
Yeah, you can't. That's open carry.
May I ask?
We're concealed carry.
May I ask a question, Your Honor?
Yes.
Is there a chance that if a motorcycle club murder did happen on your premises, that it could get us back to where you want us to be?
Boy, corporate radio is going to really want to sign that show.
Well, not so much that, but this show is so dangerous.
We were thinking about bringing Bubba back.
No,
He's been on his best behavior.
We light the underground on fire.
No, because the city of Tampa would have Bubba arrested in 10 seconds, and he wouldn't be able to.
Do I keep the cameras running?
Brian would tell you right now, from a legal perspective, is it would probably be the end of the show. If I had a murder in my parking lot. Brian,
we're talking about this in any grain of seriousness.
He's being serious.
It's a new country song, "A Murder in My Parking Lot."
No, but I mean, Brian, like for real, it would not be good for us at all. I mean, would you not agree?
No, it would not be good.
Right. So, please.
He wore his 1% patch and got shot in my parking lot.
What are you doing, man?
It's a parody of Pave Paradise and Put Up a Parking Lot.
He's doing parodies on the spot, Tuttle. I mean, I think you just have to.
You're really full of yourself then now, man. You know what I'm saying? If you think that you're good enough to do a parody on the fly.
Well, I kind of just did the hook.
And all you have is the hook.
I mean, it's going to be...
Anyway, so please, everybody, more importantly, just be mindful of your environment when you come to BARP. That's it. And, realize that...
Can I wear a Nation of Islam bow tie?
Sure. Okay. Of course you can.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. I have no... Now, here's the other end of the deal. We have, we have a person of Jewish faith. We have an outlaw biker.
Tuttle's into Free Palestine, so you got that.
Right. Okay.
So I'm just saying, be mindful of your environment and be mindful that a person on the show that's a major contributor and is well liked is an outlaw biker. And that stuff is a whole nother world that most of you people in the listening audience aren't familiar with how serious they take these particular people take.
It's their family.
It did take. We wouldn't. At the end of the day, Lummy. If somebody came in here and was wearing a Mike Calta T-shirt, we probably would be pretty. We'd probably. I don't know that we're gonna kill him.
Beat his ass.
But I guarantee you that you're not gonna you're not gonna be in the party long, and two, I guarantee you, somebody's gonna beat your ass.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to put a hand on you, but somebody's going to beat your ass, and we better be able to get away with it because Calta was allowed to beat Erica's ass, and it's not a big deal for tit for tat.
Now is a good time. Bubba Army store, BubbaArmyShop.com. Get your Bubba Army Kevlar vest for next year's BARP.
Let me thank you to the guy from Clearwater Egg and Poultry. Yes. He's the one that's donating the hog today and a bunch of other stuff. And then I think we got Jeff, formerly from Touch Vodka, now with Generac.
Yes.
I think we single-handedly...
Generator Super Center, I got to make sure.
All right, the Generator Super Center.
Yes.
I know my sister bought one for Jeff.
Yes.
I think Bean bought one from Jeff. I think Jay bought one from Jeff.
Steve Diaco.
I think that we, single-handedly have sold Jeff maybe 8 to 10 generators.
Yes, he's working on one for Gene right now.
Is that Bad Touch Jeff?
Yes.
Formerly Bad Touch Jeff. Okay. Now he's Super Generator Center Jeff.
Yes.
And I think he's donating a lot of the alcohol.
Yeah, in Gaspar's liquor shop in Gaspar's Grotto, or I'm sorry, Gaspar's Oyster Bar.
Gaspar's Oyster Bar.
Yes.
Is donating a lot of the liquor.
Yes.
Do we have a bartender for tonight?
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. So we got a bar. Do we have mixers? And I think you and Big Red have handled all that. Have you not? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And tonight's festivities start at 6 o'clock. A couple other things. If you are a Hall of Famer, you're probably en route at the airport headed this way, or you're already here, hopefully you didn't forget your name tag. Because, Lummy, once you're a Hall of Famer, you're given a permanent gold name tag that denotes you as a Hall of Famer.
That's correct.
And hopefully you brought that with you, because we would like for you to wear that. So for people to recognize. Everybody else are just going to have like, hello, I am, patches, or I should say, stickers. And let me, please, everybody fill it out as to your screen name, because a lot of time, like if his herpes would show up. I don't know who's all going to be there, but put your screen name, because it's good to put, like Kenny Powers and Blummel's divorce lawyer and whoever may show up at BARP on Saturday night. Put down your screen name, because all too often I don't know who you are. Lummy, you seem to know who everybody is, but sometimes I don't.
Oh, of course.
But if I see your screen name, then I'll say, oh, okay, you're Blummel's divorce lawyer, or you're Ned's herpes.
How many first-timers do we have this year?
I was going to ask.
I think quite a bit.
Are we going to honor them and introduce them as first-timers?
We might.
I think that's a good way to break the ice and get them in the mix with everyone.
That would have to be a Lummy Ashley Merch Crick deal. We are going to honor past Hall of Famers.
Like Pat that passed on?
No.
Oh.
That's what I thought.
It's like, how many did we lose this year?
No, a Hall of Famers that make it to this year's event, Lummy, we're going to bring up. And when, kind of like the Heisman.
Yes.
When they announce the Heisman, they always have the other Heisman guys that are there.
Like Tebow.
And behind. So, Lummy, that's one of the reasons why we repositioned the stage where it's at. And our stage is larger now, for us to be able to put all the past Hall of Famers in the back and then bring up each new Hall of Famer when we do our Hall of Fame ceremonies. Brian, that is a good idea for first-time qualifiers. Maybe we'll recognize them as well.
Yeah, and just so that people can know who they are, and because sometimes I have noticed, like, when the couple that I've been able to make it to, the first-timers are trying to mingle, but they're not really in with anyone.
Got to break the ice.
And so, yeah, it'd be a good icebreaker for them.
Lemmy, can you see if Merch Crick and Ashley could come up with first-time qualify? I think we got quite a bit.
We do, yeah.
And we could bring them up on stage and be like, hey, all right, off the top of my head, I don't have a list. And when the first-timers check in, maybe we have like a different color badge for them, Lummy, as a first-timer. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Captain Creamsicle qualified for the first year. There you go.
All right, there you go. There's one right there. I'm sure there's at least
there's
10 more.
Yes.
So the other thing is this, great news. When you check in tonight, they'll check in Ashley and maybe Heather Wiz and of course Merch Crick and Maria Guatemala. Usually they all step up and help Erica check people in, but you'll be given an armband. Let me like the kind of armband, like if you went to a water park or something like that, and it's gonna have, it says Bubba Army on it, and literally it'll last even through showers and through hot tubs and the thing. Some of the water events that a person could potentially get involved in during this weekend, it won't come off. It's very durable. Keep that armband on, because Lummy, it gets you. I talked to Warren yesterday from the Dollhouse. That armband waves your cover all 3 nights. That's at the Dollhouse. So I sent a picture to Warren what the armbands look like, and he's already told the door girl, if a person walks in with one of these armbands, they get in free.
But tip the door girl. That's common practice. Yeah,
you know what? You know what you should do? Have even a $5.
Yeah, just a $5.
That's a good tip for a door girl.
$5 ahead. That's what you're coming in. You're setting the standard for yourself.
Yes.
Then you ask them, hey, can you where should we go sit? And they'll bring you to the nice area. It's a whole thing.
You're exactly right, Brian.
Is that something new?
Yes, it's brand new. This is brand new. So show them your Bubba Army armband.
The wristband thing, the tipping the door girl thing is not new.
No.
I don't know much. I've only been to a strip club once, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah. And the forums that you are part of, that's what you heard.
Yeah.
So when you go to the Dollhouse this weekend, tonight, Friday, and Saturday, with your Bubba Army armband, and the woman goes, "Yeah, go ahead, you're free." So put that $3, $4, $5 in her tip jar, and say, "Hey, can you get a bouncer to tell me where the good place to sit is?" And now, mind you just threw a $5 in her tip jar. That $20 admission fee that she was going to have to charge you, she got none of that. but she gets all 5 of those dollars, she's going to absolutely say, yeah, let me get Jim. Big Jim, come here. Take these people and put them in section, 5.
And word will get around. They'll be like, this guy tipped the door lady. You're going to get all the hot chicks over there.
Yeah. So all for
$5.
Listen, man, this is look what $2,400 will get you here.
Yeah. Five will get you far. So that Bubba Army armband that you get tonight, tomorrow, or Saturday, keep it on. If it happens to fall off, Merch Crick will get you another one, but try to keep it on. It's durable enough to last all weekend long. Trust me.
It's ammonia resistant, so don't worry, guys.
Keep it. It'll get it's free. That gets you into the dollhouse free all 3 nights. Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning, Bubba. It's Mike. What's going on?
Mike, thank you, and again, let me thank you to Hierarchy for the large large donation, and then hold on. I just got 25 from Scout and Big Gulp on PayPal for specifically the Tuttle and Kristen podcast.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And Seth Kushner has told me, president of podcasting, that's doing pretty well. That's actually doing pretty damn good.
It is.
So there you go. Anyway, sir, go ahead. You're on the air. I got you and another person, 813-90-BUBBA, if you'd like to call. Go ahead.
Hey, I just got in the car, man, heading to work and trying to play catch up a little bit this morning. Is Tuttle going to be safe with all of the Outlaws and Gene's people around?
Yeah, Gene is good with Tuttle. Gene doesn't have a problem with. He beat the hell out of Tuttle one time. Tuttle apologized and got his ass whipped.
I just don't want there to be. Is there going to be any ramifications from others?
No,
Gene, even though Gene.
No, once it's settled, it's settled. No, it's Gene and Tuttle have been on the same show together fairly recently, and there is no problems.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, Bubba.
Tuttle doesn't have to walk around nervous around Gene
anymore.
No,
or at least he thinks. Right.
Right. Thank you for trying to cause some problems when there's none to be had. Hello, who's this?
Oh, hey, Bubba, it's me again. Still, I thought you were going to self-edit and get rid of me. So.
Oh, I thought I got rid of the wrong person because I had another person on hold, Lummy, and I axed them instead of that guy. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Again, don't forget tonight's pig roast has been changed from 5 till 9 to 6 to 9.
Speaking of fake bikers, is Shannon going to be here?
It's weird how, Brian, you're not going to be here for this weekend.
See, now that, Dad, is there going to... Do you want me to stay away from him as much as I can, Bubba?
You guys, let's not talk about that topic.
Okay.
He's not coming. I think you could probably figure... from the free action.
I don't want no problems with Shannon. I don't want any problems with Shannon.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, just jokes.
I don't think Shannon's attending.
Okay.
But I don't want any problems.
Is Kevin
with
Hazlett going to be here?
I think Kevin is going to be here. But don't try to talk about who's going to be here because you're not going to be here.
Kicking a hornet's nest and running.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
You're not going to be here.
You're here one night.
You're going to be in Vermont.
Well, tonight is the biggest night of the whole weekend because I will be there. It's your one chance to mix and mingle with Babyface. I already got a report, Brian, from Philly. 3-hour flight delay. I don't know if it's weather related or not, but if they're 3 hours behind already at 7 a.m., that ain't a good sign.
Oh, he'll get on the plane by 11.
I don't know. No, I don't think. I think he said he's already been notified it's 3 hours. I don't know that his flight was this early. I don't know what his deal is, but is there weather? Is there a weather system moving through?
Yeah, the Arctic blast that's coming through this
polar
weekend.
vortex.
But right now, it's coming through.
Yeah,
for this weekend,
up in Connecticut.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is, you better. If I was you, I'd be checking your flights too. I know that you're Johnny. Oh, I don't have anything to worry about, but I, honest to God, would be checking your flights as well because...
Also, you got a wildfire warning out there in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Wildfire?
Yeah.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Hey, this is Tuttle, and you're probably listening to a story about when I was in the funny farm on the best of the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Don't forget, you can always go to BubbaArmyHQ.com, BubbaArmyHQ.com. And it's free to peruse around. You don't have to join. And that'll hook you up and direct you to the latest podcasts that we're slinging. And if you do join, Lummy, then it opens up a whole nother world of Bubba-ness, if you will, from going back. It has an one of the best. It cost quite a bit of money when we redid, BubbaArmy.com. We turned it into BubbaArmyHQ.com, but our search engine within the archive deal.
Oh, that's nice.
You can literally type in any keyword. Type in Tucker, type in Hulk, type in Babyface, type in Lummy, type in whatever, and it'll pull up, all the shows associated with your search, and it's quite extensive, and it's pretty damn good.
We keep good notes, so that's why it's easy to, search.
Well, we have the best show historian known to man.
Captain Creamsicle 25.
Thank you, Captain Creamsicle. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at The Bubba Army. I think Friday's Bubba 199 is going to be huge. It'll be, of course, here in the studio. Macho Man will be spinning. Hey, Mach, can you,
No.
Macho Man, can you...
No.
Can you hit Rhett in the face for me? Thanks. No. Macho, can you I know you're an EDM kind of guy, and I think that works, but, the Bubba Army tends to be a little, white trashish or kind of rockish, if you will. Can you incorporate some of that in your...
Yeah, I was going to lean that way.
Yeah, okay.
Like
a little less aggressive.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
God,
like a Metallica mega mix into an EDM Willie with an AC/DC chaser kind of deal. Appreciate you, my friend.
Got you covered.
Mm-hmm.
Some Kenny Loggins.
Sunny Days, $100.
Kenny Loggins. I'm all right. Sunny Days, 100.
Footloose.
Sunny Days.
Sunny
Look
Days.
at her.
She'll be at BARP.
She'll be at BARP.
First timer.
Let me, here is, I was going to get Brian's opinion on this, and I think this is AOC.
That is definitely her.
Which at the end of the day, man, I think she's a little whacked. Well, I think she's very whacked in her opinions. She's exactly what's wrong with the Democrats. She's this very, very, very radical, far-left fringe weirdo when the Democrats used to just be not that. They were just, they had liberal thinking and pretty cool ideas and fiscally, I don't know. I don't think the Democratic Party is well represented by her.
Too left.
And no, she didn't leave. She's
she said she's too to the left.
Yeah, she's way too left.
Yeah.
And
she's still there. Look, she's on my screen.
And she's arguing that transgender girls are really girls. And they're talking about competing in sports. And I don't know if this is the fact that they're going to try to reverse Title IX, or Title IX will never get voted upon, or the Title IX won't be a thing for the next 4 years. But she really, I think, looks stupid here.
I know who loves this bill. Yes, bigoted folks love this bill. Assaulters love this bill. But also, CEOs love this bill. Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the number one priority the majority has. Thank you, and I yield back.
I don't know. I sent you the clip. It's like 2 minutes. I don't know where.
Yeah, I had the understanding that my clip was going to say trans girls are girls too.
I don't know what they did with that clip, but I sent you the right one.
That's what I had. But maybe it reset into the maybe the AOC world had a reset Willie.
Rudy, $20.
AOC goes on a rant against a bill banning males from competing in girls' sports and claims women are bleeding out in parking lots across the country.
What does that have to do with competing in girls' sports? I mean, that seems like a non sequitur.
And here's the deal. That comes from a guy that's a registered Democrat who also, though, would say, I don't want my daughter playing against boys with lipstick who try to identify as a girl so they can have superiority on the field of combat or on the field of athleticism against my real daughter.
It's not fair.
Seth's Sammy is getting into basketball and she should play against girls.
I wouldn't real quick on that, Bubba. I would not. So there's a little basketball league called I9 locally, I9 Sports that they run. And
for girls?
For girls and boys.
Okay.
They don't mix them. So my daughter wanted to get into basketball.
Right.
She was, at the time, just starting first grade, and they wanted to have her playing because they don't have enough girls. They wanted having her playing on teams where it was first graders, second graders, and third graders. I wouldn't even allow that.
And she's in what grade?
Because she's in first. She's not playing against third graders who've been playing basketball for three more years than her.
Maybe next year you could get her in as a second grader.
Yeah,
when she's had a year of practice.
That's a little more reasonable, but I wasn't going to physically put her in with a kid that's 2 years older than her.
And at those ages, they're quickly maturing and getting bigger faster than a girl that's a 2-year difference in any kid going through growth spurts and stuff like that is a huge difference.
Well,
a girl that your daughter could be playing with as a first grader and a third, she could be 6 inches taller than your girl,
easy, and twice the weight.
And she's really a girl. She's just older,
right? But my point was the physicality difference between
Lummy's on the other end of the spectrum is the fact that Walker's already playing with 14-year-olds.
Yeah, well, I9
and he's 3. So. Walker's 3, and he's playing with 9-year-olds and busting them up.
That's right.
What's about is I9? What now? What were you going to say?
I9's a joke. It's an organization that just take money. I put Walker in I9 baseball. That's the one that taught him how to hold the bat the wrong way.
Right. Oh. Now, Brian, are you going to let her practice for a year and then let her get involved next year?
Yeah. That's the game plan.
Does she have a hoop at the house?
No, but she plays when she goes to the arcade.
How about Sammy? I know Sammy is been kind of taking up baseball.
She plays with boys.
Basketball. They're making her play with boys, or that's just the way it's
No, it's
just pick up.
It's for second and third graders. And so she's a second grader, so she's playing with third grade boys.
It'll probably make her better, playing against.
Not in the short run, no.
No, not in the short run.
Later on, it will make you better, but when you're just developing skills, playing against people that are superior to you is not good for you.
You're a third grade boy and a third grade girl. It's
Well, that's not necessarily bad, depending on experience level. But if you're talking about first graders versus third graders, and somebody's been playing for 2 years versus somebody who's just started learning how to dribble, like that's not a good.
That person who's just learning how to dribble is your daughter, and she gets the ball stolen from her every time. That's going to make her not want to go. She's like, it sucks.
Sammy is try harder.
Sammy is going to go down in history as the best number 57 in the history of youth sports.
Damn right. They have some awkward numbers though. I saw number 60 out there last night.
Hold on though, but that, as awkward as it is, it could be a cool thing. It would if she would end up being good, it would stick out. Be like, man, I've never seen anybody good wearing 57.
She doesn't want to wear 57. She wants to wear like 24 or something. She does not want to wear.
Well, didn't you have to convince her that 57 was 12, and that's actually John Moran's number? If you add it together.
It took all of Seth's creative ability to get Sammy to buy into the 57, but he probably only has a year or two of being able to bamboozle her. And she's going to eventually find out that 57's for jobbers.
What's your thought on the number 0 now being worn?
I love it.
Well, didn't Robert Parrish wear that back in the day?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's always been a number that's
football,
been.
I think he was 00. I think 0 is now.
I kind of like now, man, where I don't know if they do it in pros as much as they do it in college, but like a defensive lineman can be like 5.
Certain linebackers would be 0.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Safeties.
They've kind of lifted some of the number rules in college football where your linebackers can be single digit guys. They used to be linebackers had to be in the 40s
or 50s
or 60s.
Linemen and stuff were like 70s, right?
Linemen were 50 to 79. Then wide receivers were 80 to 99, and then running backs were 0 to 49, and running backs and quarterbacks were 0 to 49, and then your linemen were 50 to 79, and then your wide receivers were 80 to 99.
Is 13 or are people too superstitious? I know Marino made 13 famous.
I mean, some people are freaked out on 13, but I mean, I think 13's cool. I think it's a cool number. I'll let my kid wear 13.
Yeah.
I like the defensive lineman in single digits.
I do too.
You got to be a bad MFer to have a single digit.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't the guy from Ohio State like 0? Or I don't know. I think Ohio State's got some really low numbers for some of their defensive linemen and defensive linebackers and stuff. Here's AOC. And so, Lummy, is this a bill? Is this basically kind of an anti-Title IX bill that's in Congress right now that's going to say, hey, girls belong in. We're not. Who was the girl? Was it Leah Thomas?
Yeah,
Leah Thompson.
Swimmer.
Yeah, Leah Thompson. Is this kind of like the anti-Leah Thompson bill?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that the Leah Thompson thing can't happen ever again, or at least, I don't know, maybe during this 4-year period
Yeah,
of
they're
Trump.
trying to. Yeah, in high school and stuff like that.
But like we were talking with Brian, who's a Democrat. Like, he's like, listen, I as a Democrat don't support or endorse or back having a bill like Title IX where men that are transitioning or identify as girls or wear lipstick or whatever can compete against real girls, real gender girls. I don't know of anybody that supports that.
Well, it's not fair to the women. It's not fair to the girls. Like, we're going to go and we're going to help out one group to the detriment of another.
Right.
Doesn't
How about
work.
that girl that finished second that would have won the state championship track had some guy that finished 18th in the 100 as a man the year before, but could smoke the girls as a senior, go and take that championship, puts lipstick on and says he identified. I think it happened in Connecticut a couple years ago where these boys couldn't win the boys track meet, but they went and smoked the girls and like the girls. There would have been a girl winner. There would have been a regular girl winner had these boys not come in and cleaned up on the deal. What does that do for the girls?
Nothing. Did you know, like, in college, there was a volleyball team that was playing one that had a transgender woman on it, and they took the L. Like, they forfeited. They were like,
yeah, San Jose State, I think, had somebody that they did not disclose was trans, but just discovered that she was a trans.
And I think they end up having to forfeit all their wins.
No, they didn't forfeit anything. They had teams forfeiting against them. They would make them travel all the way out to their state, and then before the game say, we're not playing against you.
But they lost in their conference championship.
Yeah, somebody beat them with all girls.
Yep.
You know what? That's real satisfying. Oh, so you've been sneaking a boy in on us all year, but guess what? Our all-girl team beat your ass.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, Madam Ranking Member. Here we are today. Republicans who have voted consistently against the Violence Against Women Act, who have taken away the right of all women.
By the way, Party Kim Lummy, 100 on the PayPal.
Oh, nice.
Babyface Brigade.
Ooh. Thank you, Brigade. Come on strong today.
Babyface, you do bring in the money, man. People love you.
Look, there's a reason why Baskin Robbins has so many flavors, man. You got to give the people a choice, you know?
You do. Thank you for that analogy. Beautiful. Actually sucked.
Thank you. That's
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at The Bub Army.
Women to choose and have control over their own body, who, as women, are bleeding out in parking lots across the country, standing.
So this bill is to ban transgender athlete girls in sports. So this bill's good. This bill needs to pass.
Is there any, I know transgender is obviously male, female, male, or, the opposite, but is there really any females becoming a male trying to get into male sports?
Well, I mean, it's what sport are they going to dominate male?
I'm just asking.
Yeah. This is kind of a one-way problem.
And here's the deal.
Yeah.
I guess gymnastics, maybe?
The district, and here's the deal. The district that she represents, the Bronx, there's nobody in the Bronx are hard work. I mean, unless the Bronx is, really, really extremely changed the makeup of the Bronx. I thought the Bronx were hard-working, blue-collar people, not people that would ever, think or want to be governed by a person like AOC. Like, I got to think the average guy in the Bronx is like, man, girls play with girls and boys play with boys.
I mean, they keep voting AOC on, though.
God.
There, allowing us to die, now want to pretend today that they care about women. And why? To open up
Her argument is stupid.
And her
And
voice
yes,
is just annoying as hell.
She's got a nice ass, though.
Yeah.
genital examinations into little girls in this country in the so-called name of attacking trans.
Oh, don't try to make it a perverted thing.
Well,
where-
no.
where coaches are-
The bill, I think, if it because there's been similar ones that require, as part of your physical, for a doctor to inspect your genitalia.
I don't have a problem with a female doctor checking females and a guy doctor checking guys.
I mean, you do realize that doctors check people of different genders all the time.
I do understand that. I mean, and here's the deal. Let's say you're a guy doctor.
Like Dan, I don't know.
And you have to give a physical to a girl.
Uh-huh.
Have the parents in the examining room.
Well, they always are, yeah.
Okay. And if part of what you have to do procedurally is check their genitalia, I think you check it.
Did you ever?
You just look down the pants and see what it is. I mean, there's no touching or anything like that, and you do it in front of the parents. I mean, Brian, man, I don't know if there's any comfortable way to get around that.
I didn't like dropping my pants and getting checked for hernias
I'm Dr. Park. I can remember it like it was nothing. He was our team doctor, and you go in there and they grab your balls.
Yep.
He'd say, drop your pants and turn your head and cough, and he'd grab one ball and strategically put his hand like up there to see if your ball moves or not, and then he'd grab your other nut, and listen, that's not comfortable for anybody.
I found it weird mine didn't wear gloves.
Mine didn't wear gloves back in.
But why do they have
75.
to use your mouth? I don't get that part.
Brian, I mean, where is it? Do I have it? No, I don't have it.
Good. The Morning Crew.
To little girls in this country in the so-called name of attacking trans girls. And to that, today, what we have to say are two words: not today. The majority right now says there's no place in this bill that's...
Brian, you and Seth both have little girls.
Yep.
That are going to probably end up playing organized sports. Would you have a problem if a female doctor in your presence, as part of the physical examination, making sure her knees are okay, making sure her spine's okay, making sure, because when they run you through a little physical, they check your knees, they check your spine, they check your shoulders, they check your, they give you kind of a little run through. And if they said okay, and I would even feel more comfortable if it was a girl doctor, and the girl doctor said, okay, now I just need to check the genitalia to make sure she's a girl. It's just a visual check. I mean, at the end of the day, as uncomfortable as it is, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. And if you guys were there and you were, what's your answer on that?
Yeah, I don't see that big of a deal of it.
Right.
You, Seth, what's your opinion?
I'm sorry, so doctor to check to see if you're a boy or a girl
in order to play sports.
In order to play sports,
like not every event. Like you'd get a form
doesn't
signed.
this affect like 1/1,000,000th of society?
Yeah, but I mean, just like I said, when we played, we didn't like having to pull our pants down and having the doctor grab our balls and check our testicles. That's not ideal, but that's what they had to do. In today's world, if you and Phoebes were at the female doctor that does the physicals for the kids that's going to play the sports, and they check Sammy's knees, they check Sammy's skeleton, her back, they check that she's okay.
No, we're not getting to a place in society where you need to look at someone's privates to determine whether they're a boy or a girl. I'll tell you that my daughter's a girl, and then you can see that she's a girl, but to have to inspect private parts, that's some third world nation stuff.
What if another parent from another team questions your daughter's gender?
Well, then we're off the team. I mean, we're on to the next one. That's not a place we're going to hang around.
So like a female doctor, a pediatrician female doctor that gave Sammy a physical, and in front of you, and that you and Phoebe were in the same room, and that she's doing, and they're at the end of the form because the school system or whatever organized body, sanctioning body makes you do this, you must verify sex or gender. You must verify gender. And the only way to do that is for a visual inspection, just a quick glance. That's it. You obviously have a problem with it. I wouldn't. Just a quick glance.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous for youth sports. I need to see your privates to determine whether or not you're a boy or a girl.
I think it's ridiculous.
I think it's a pretty common sense thing.
It is. But I mean, we got weirdos that are trying to, boys that are trying to infiltrate the same sporting event that your child's trying to participate in. And if
are they though? Is this like and I don't know. Is this like a widespread problem where there's boys trying to compete against girls?
I don't think
under
so.
the guise of sneaking in.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I know there are instances of it.
Obviously, we have Congress that's meeting about it.
Well,
we've obviously had instances of boys that have sneaked in that volleyball team at San Jose, the girl, the Leah Thompson girl. So it is a thing. There are people doing it. I'm just saying. Hold on.
It says it opens up for genital examinations. Well, here's the thing. There's no enforcement mechanism in this bill. And when there is no enforcement mechanism, you open the door to every enforcement mechanism. Trans girls are girls.
Now see, that's where you lose me. Maybe I'll co-sign with Seth and saying, I don't want you looking at little Sammy's junk, but trans girls are not girls. They're not. Trans girls are boys. They're trying to be girls. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trans. Doesn't the word trans mean transitioning? Isn't that what the trans is short for? Or transgender? Both of which means that you're trying to be the other sex of what you were born, whether it's girl to turn to boy or boy to turn to girl. That's what transgender and or trans means. Does it not? And just the definition of the word itself, doesn't that is what it means?
Yes.
Okay.
So, by the way, I'm looking at the bill and I'm reading a couple of things. It looks like just a group 10 or 12 people in the Congress are saying, will students have to take an exam? And I guess everyone has come out and said, if you look at the bill close enough, the bill does not require any exams to prove what you are.
It permits it, though, and that's her point, is there's no guidelines or guardrails for that. So if it's permitted, then it can be mandated everywhere as a requirement.
Can you do that with DNA, though?
Yeah.
Well, that's why. I mean, somebody made a good point in chat. Just your birth certificate. Bring your birth certificate.
Right.
Whatever it says there, that's what you're playing in.
That's what they're saying. They just want you to check male or female and bring your birth certificate.
Seth, I don't got a problem with that. Bring the birth certificate.
That's pretty standard.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Bring the birth certificate. I don't even got to. You know what? We don't even got to check your kids' genitalia. Just bring us your birth certificate.
Didn't you have a birth certificate to get to school? Going to school?
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. So
they got it already.
That's very standard operating procedure. Bring your birth certificate, and we will put you in that category. What your birth certificate says. That's it. That's not non-evasive. It's just a piece of paper that we all have. I think you have to have a birth certificate to get into school.
It's actually saying right here, there is no requirement for inspections and there are no necessary effort other than going to a person's birth certificate.
There you go. Bring the birth certificate.
But don't even allow for the genital examinations.
No.
Then. That's not necessary.
No,
eliminate that from the bills. In fact, say it's not allowed.
Put that out. Say take that out of the bill. Not take they're permitted out. Just say they're not. We're not going to do.
We're going to go by the gender listed on the birth certificate.
Period. That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Trans girls are girls. And for all the folks that are so concerned, thank you for your concern about women for the first time that I've seen.
Quit trying to turn this around.
God.
I don't know about y'all. I don't know who's been to gym class lately, but girls, even if you only believe in two genders, I've played co-ed sports all the time. But what this also opens the door for is for women to try to perform a very specific kind of femininity for the very kind of men who are drafting this bill. And to open...
She's trying to turn it around on the guys that are drafting the bill?
She's saying that
she's
if
gaslighting
they don't look like girls in the traditional sense, then they can be questioned. That's what she's, I think, alluding to.
Up questioning of who is a woman because of how we look, how we present ourselves.
Go to the birth certificate. Yeah. Period.
I can't imagine her.
That's
when
all you got to do.
PMS, she's got to be unbearable.
Jesus, what a bitch.
And yes, what we choose to do with our bodies. I know who loves this bill. Yes, bigoted folks love this bill. Assaulters love this bill. But also, CEOs love this bill. Because Los Angeles is on fire right now. And this is the number one priority the majority has. Thank you, and I yield back.
She's just completely jumped the shark.
I mean, I will say that this really is such a niche issue. It really shouldn't be on the floor of Congress to start. Like, this is like the beginning of the legislative session. Like, this is like day one stuff. And it's, it's culture war stuff. It's not stuff that really impacts our lives or makes our lives better or worse as Americans. And collectively, we should be saying enough is enough on this culture war BS.
Right. It is such a minute amount of people.
It literally has never impacted you in your life, Bubba.
Right? No,
except
I know.
for that one time at Planet Bubba, which we won't get into, but that doesn't matter.
That was Cincinnati. Less than 10%
Cincinnati.
transgender athletes in college sports is what they're saying. So.
I don't know why everybody is so critical of Tom Brady's color commentary. He's made a few mistakes. But I got to think that I personally, and then you guys kind of fired back at me a little bit, but I think he's doing a pretty damn good job.
He can improve, but
it's his first year, right?
Yeah, he's doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's made a few mistakes, and I think just because he's so high profile and they paid him so much money that he's under the microscope more so than, I've even seen people say, bring back Greg Olson. Well, Greg Olson was good.
I think a lot of people just feel like Brady isn't good enough to be on what Fox considers their one team.
Yeah, but I mean,
because they roll him and him and Kevin Burkhardt, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's their one team.
Well, what other announcer are you talking about this offseason? I mean, it's a probably good idea to have him there because at least people care.
I mean,
sure.
I mean, you got people. If you talk about the hopper of personnel of what Tom's doing, you got Aikman, you got Collinsworth, you got Brady, you got Romo.
We're not sitting here talking about Ian Eagle.
And obviously out of all those, I actually think Aikman is the best. I prefer Aikman, but I also prefer Brady over Romo. I like Romo the least. I like Chris Collinsworth.
Romo's almost gets too much. Collinsworth is such an arrogant prick.
Oh, he's great though.
I do think Joe Buck has improved a lot over the last 10 years.
I do too.
He used to get a lot of crap, and I don't know if he just went back to the drawing board, changed up his style, but it seems like he's having more fun, or it sounds like he's having more fun calling the games. And then other times it sounds like him and Troy Aikman are high as giraffe balls up there.
I think they are.
He's bad at baseball games, though, Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, in order to be good at baseball commentary, you got to be good because it's so slow that you almost have to be. You got to be a little bit of a storyteller and reminiscing and be a historian of the game because there's so much downtime to fill.
Didn't he get grandfathered in anyways because of his dad?
Yeah, well, his dad was one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
They're doing that with Collinsworth's kid.
Who's the white
guy?
guy?
Got him on the sidelines now.
Yeah, he's showing up on my TV more and more.
Horrible.
Down there making the picks with Tony Dungy.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with Collinsworth kids. Are they trying to fold him into the deal?
I think he does the NBC pregame. Does he not?
Yeah, he does.
They're folding him into the mix.
Yeah.
That's part of Collinsworth's contract now. Is that you can have me, but my son's coming along.
I wonder what Collinsworth makes. I mean, we obviously know that Brady signed.
I would guess 10 mil.
I think it's a little less.
10? I was gonna say 10 seems a little rich.
Isn't Aikman like a $25 million guy? And Romo's like a $20 million guy.
$4 million a season for Chris Collinsworth.
Chris Collins, an average annual salary of $12.5 million per The Athletic, which is that's a serious.
Oh, I'm just talking about NBC. NBC
Collinsworth
pays them-
used to earn up $4 million per season,
but it's new. I'm sure that when Brady signed for 35, that readjusted everybody, and everybody got a raise.
So Collinsworth was $4 million a year up until December of 21, and then his new deal was $12.5 million a year.
All right, do they have all the people's salary there?
Did you mention Mike Tirico?
I like Mike Tirico.
And who was the white guy that did NBC all the time? He did baseball.
Bob Costas?
Yes, Costas.
I liked him. I liked him until I did his talk show, and he absolutely buried
Brady
me.
got $37.5 million a year. Rome, $30 million a year.
Romo's
Tony Romo's $18 million. No, that's Jim Rome.
Oh, all right.
They have him as a sports announcer. I don't know why.
Wow.
He was at CBS for a while. I don't know if that's still a thing, but
what about Herb Street? Do you like him doing NFL games now?
Herb Street's good.
He's good.
You know who might be my favorite of this? I guess I say this era, but modern announcers is Kevin Burkhardt. Or not Kevin Burkhardt, Kevin Harlan.
I'm not familiar with Kevin Harlan.
He does NBA and NFL. You'll know his voice when you hear it. I think he's unmatched.
What does Shaq and Barkley make for inside the NBA?
They own that show basically, don't they?
Yeah, I think they make a lot of money as well. What's Aikman's salary? Do they list Aikman, Brian?
Aikman is at $18 million.
Nice.
18 mil.
Yep.
And Romo's at what?
Romo's at $18 million.
Jeez.
But Brady's at $37.5.
I guarantee you Aikman never made $18 million a year, and or him or Romo ever made $18 million a year.
No,
that was before the big. I mean, like Favre. What was Favre's biggest deal?
I'm gonna guess like probably $10 million a year.
Maybe. Like what was Marino's biggest year? Like
probably $5 million.
$4 or $5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett Favre had $16 million 1 year.
Can we all agree Dennis Miller might have been the worst ever to call football games? Remember when
Booger McFarland?
Oh, yeah.
Booger was so bad they took him out. They took him out of the booth and put him in the end zone and was hoping the balls would hit him in the head.
Dan Marino's biggest deal was 5 years for $25 million.
So $5 million a year, nailed it.
You remember they had Booger McFarland on the sideline for a couple of seasons in the Booger Mobile?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Blocking people's view.
They put him in like a little like a Pope Mobile deal, and he would just go back and forth.
Huge. There wasn't anything little about it.
It was like a boom mic rigging.
And the reason why they had to take it down and stop it is because the fans, it would impede so many for the fan sight lines that they were bitching to to the stadium or to the home team, or like listen, we can't. We're season ticket holders for 15 years and have never had a problem with seeing the field, and now they're bringing the Booger Mobile down here, I missed half the game because I couldn't see through this goddamn Booger Mobile.
One of the Barber twins, right, was an announcer. Was it Tiki or Rondé?
It was Tiki.
Okay.
Tiki still does it. Rondé I think he just does the local stuff.
Yeah, Rondé does the preseason Buck stuff with
Chris Myers.
With Chris Myers. Hello, who's this? Last call. I got to go into words. I'm way late. That's perfect. It's exactly how I wanted it to end.
Best caller of the day.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Hey, this is Brian the Babyface Matroni, and you're listening to the best of the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo studios.
Aquabedo.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
So, Lummy, who all, again, let's give some love out to Clearwater Egg and Poultry.
Gooch, $100.
Oh, my God.
Diaco.
Team Diaco. Gooch, love you, my friend. God, I'm so bummed out, Lummy, because my buddy Randy from Skag and Tony Stewart and Ron Capps and a bunch of the great, NHRA drag racers, they do this outlaw, non-sanctioned drag race that pays NHRA pays like $50,000 to win. Well, they do this big, and they do it every year, and it's in Bradenton down at the Freedom Factory, but it's the same week that I have the Lucas Late Models in town.
Oh.
And it pays like $250,000 to win. And Ron Capps got a hold of me yesterday, wants me to promote it, and Tony wants to promote it. I'm like, guys, I'll promote it because listen, the same people, the people that like NHRA drag racing or just drag racing are not the same audience that likes dirt racing. They just don't. So I can promote it. I'm going to have probably Ron Capps on that week, probably Tony on that week, but I think Gooch. Remember last year he brought the T-shirt trailer down and he actually needed to park it for like 3 or 4 days. So I think Gooch is bringing the T-shirt trailer down again and using our parking lot for staging until they open that up.
Oh, sweet.
So thank you, Gooch.
Does Tony still do that racing league that he had started?
No. Nope. Nope. Now he's a dad.
Yeah.
Dominic Anthony Stewart. Tell me that kid.
Great name.
Now, does that kid go on to start drag racing? Does that kid go on and get in, midget sprint cars? Does that kid go on and get in dirt late models? Does he get on asphalt late? If I know Tony, he'll put his kid in everything. Yeah.
I sense lacrosse coming on. Possible equestrian.
Cross country.
Yeah, just
he's going to be the number one male gymnast in the United States. He's going to win gold.
It's something you don't see coming. Or Tony's sitting in the audience, just never thought he'd be going crazy over his son on the uneven bars.
On the pommel horse.
The ring. And by the way, yesterday at basketball that we went to the USF game. Crappy.
Oh, well, crappy first half.
She says I could see Walker being a male cheerleader.
What?
Well, I could see you being that too.
Did she walk out with? Did she walk out? Did she walk out with a black eye?
Are you kidding?
I just looked at her and I said, "Don't put that on."
He's
Walker.
talking about co-ed. He gets to have his hand up a girl's.
Yeah, but
I mean, you guys are talking about like it's gay.
He could be doing that. He could do that after the game after he scores like 4 touchdowns.
He could have his hand up a girl's a cheerleader skirt after he runs.
Gets 5 sacks.
Did she mean like teaching him gymnastics, Lummy, or she meant like an actual yelling into a megaphone?
I think she was messing with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lummy, stand your ground.
Oh, no, he's not going to be a
He's going to be a tumbler.
What if he wants to?
I don't care. He's not my son.
You got to think, though, that Tony Stewart's
That's what
kid.
Lummy's dad's been saying his whole life.
But you got to think, man, Tony Stewart's kid, not only is, his dad arguably one of the greatest racers of all times, but his mother is an NHRA champion as well.
That's badass.
I mean, so... This kid be running probably, junior alcohol dragsters at age 3. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So anyway, as we get ready for that event, I'll probably have Tony and Ron Capps and a bunch of other people on. I'm trying to get my cream machine configured, Lummy, so that I can potentially in February be live from the cream machine and not have to be here. But I was like telling the merch crick last night. She was like, we got to go pick up the cream machine because Macho Man's got to get it all wired up, so that you can do your show. I'm like, Ma, I don't know if I can. And she's like, what do you mean? Macho Man said he could have it all wired up in like a week or 2.
So, Macho Man was having nightmares last night. He really was. Because he thought you had to have it ready by...
No, I don't need it ready till probably February 4th.
Yeah, he was freaking out.
I know.
He was, yeah.
So I tell Merch Crick, she's like, I go, Merch Crick, we might very well be driving home every night.
Oh.
From the races, and I get 3 or 4 hours of sleep.
She's like, what's this we you're saying?
I get 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and because I don't know that I am capable of doing a radio show where I'm not in the studio. But I need to try it to see if we can do it. Now, Seth, you know how hard-headed I am. You also know how long I've been doing this. And do you think, and I want you to be honest with me because you spend time shoulder-to-shoulder broadcasting with me. You know my little hiccups. You know my little idiosyncrasies, my crutches and what have you. Do you think I could do it?
Yep. I really do.
Are you worried because we're not going to be in the same room? I mean, the same room. We don't see you while we're actually on the air.
That does. I think that helps tremendously in the fact that I literally do not see you guys the entire show unless you're going up to pee or I'm going up to pee. But I am blockaded away from all of you, and really the closest person near me is a mic position that I just recently made so that we could fit Seth in, so to speak, and that's right beside me. But Seth, we never look at each other. Ever.
Right.
And maybe during hot mics, I'll be like, hey, man, how you doing? Good. Like, but it's just.
Yeah, I try not to engage.
Right.
Hey, Bubba, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure listeners can hear me. We can actually do another laptop for you up there where you can control your PC that you do the stories on, so you could actually start and stop the stories as well.
Oh, so.
Damn.
See, now, Macho Man, if I am in. See, that's where I feel like I can't do it in the fact that, like, if Seth, whoever sat where I was, they're bringing up the stories, and I'm not in control of that. But if you can we can get another laptop where that I literally can, run the stories.
Yes.
Just like I'm, literally am now.
And then
I think I could do it.
And going into the break, you just give us an out cue that we know, and we'll hit spots.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, listen, man, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge show. We'll be back after these words. Something obvious.
Yeah, there's no. First of all, there's no way you could have anybody else host a show that you're on, as far as bringing up stories and stuff like that. Like
No.
it would be better to just not have a show at all, because that it's your show, so you're not going to be the second guy all of a sudden. I think even if you didn't have the capability of actually controlling things, I think that it would be no problem for you. The fact that they're giving you capabilities to run the stories and everything like that, this is this is going to be a
Bubba
breeze
may
for
never
you.
come back here. He may just live at the track now.
Bubba, how long does it take you, like, with no traffic from
1
your
hour
track?
and 18 minutes.
Oh, that's
1 hour and 18 minutes.
And do you have to be at the track till the very end, till it shuts down?
Well, I mean, if I want to do what I want to do for for Lucas and USAC, then after the feature, I'm going to have part of the reason why we're getting the Cream Machine as the new mobile broadcast, unit, is because after the race is over, I'm going to take the top 3 guys, first, second, and third place, and go live on Facebook, YouTube, and X right from the race. Nobody's ever done that. And Rhett will tell you, and the rest of the guys tell you, that when I've had some of these dirt racers on, it's such a niche audience that they do pretty well.
Oh, it'll be great.
And like if I had, by the way, I got a shirt on right now. If I had let's say Jonathan Davenport won, Devin Moran was second, and Hudson O'Neal was third.
I can only hope.
And we went right from winner's circle and fired up YouTube, X, and Facebook, and we were live, and we were in the moment talking about what happened during the race, who put a slider on who, how the race conditions were, what are you looking for tomorrow night, what would you do different on your setup, and a lot of times they're mad at each other too.
Oh,
they're real mad at each other. Be like,
Could you imagine if somebody got dumped for the win, and then you had both of them in the same mobile studio?
The real deal, Hudson O'Neal getting all hot and bothered.
He's actually the new deal. His dad was the real deal.
Superman Davenport would kick his ass.
Yeah, Superman JD, Jonathan Davenport, number 49. He's the kind of he's kind of the elder statesman of the deal. You don't mess with the Superman.
Nope.
But you get a guy like Tyler Erb in there, Turbo, and he's all about screwing with people.
Yeah, but you come up on Superman's left end and get him a little loose. That's his kryptonite.
Yeah, I know. So you'd spin Superman, Tyler Erb would, and there could be some really, really good content, and I think we could get some big numbers. Now,
Tyler Erb and Spices, is that his name?
So that being Tyler Erb and Spices. I'm not even, when I see Tyler, going to bring that up as a potential
What's
nickname.
his nickname?
Don't bring it in.
Turbo.
Turbo Tyler. I like that.
Yeah, Turbo.
Bubba, do you feel like that maybe, I know you haven't done an episode yet, so you kind of just, wait and see how it comes out, but if you feel like you need to add a sidekick to our co-host, I feel like Brian would be really good. They could just pipe him right in via Zoom. And then he could ask his questions.
He knows nothing about.
Well, that adds a dimension, I think.
No, we had a great. Remember when we broadcasted live from the Speedway, Daytona International Speedway?
Yeah, and I had Jamie McMurray. I think I had Kevin Harvick. I had that was great. That was great when we were live from the Daytona 500. But this is different.
I mean,
this is going to be way
I think
different.
a great co-host, to really stir up some stuff would be Gene.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something, JD. You're going to let Turbo treat you like that, buddy?
I'll tell you what you did wrong there. It's coming out of 3. You were a little light. Why don't you stop being such a puss boy and man up and lay on that throttle?
Hey, I'm telling you right now, Turbo, you pussed out. You were a little light on that right-handed loud pedal.
You were a lifting bitch.
Yeah. I heard, you know what? Let me tell you something, Turbo. I heard you lift going into 3. That's how 99 got by you.
That's what they're saying in the pits.
But it's gonna, and Lummy, I'm gonna have 4 chairs in there. But I guess if I go live, I'll just, we'll keep the 4-chair configuration. I'll just have, my chair that I'm in or on.
There's going to be so much testosterone in that van, you can just bottle up and sell it.
Could you do a Bubba Raceway Park food review of each food item that you guys sell at your concession stand?
I could.
But
I also don't forget I have to take care of the track, and I got a lot of stuff to do.
You got to till the land, Brian.
I got to till the land. I got to grade the land.
Get rocks.
I got to de-rock the land. I got to till the land. I got to water the land. I got to Harley rake the land. I have to sheep's foot the land. But I do have a special weapon this year, Lummy, and I got Rob from Eldora, who is he's the guy that does the track prep for Tony Stewart's Eldora Speedway. He's kind of the Tom Brady of track prep.
I mean, that's a nice track.
Eldora Speedway is the most prestigious dirt track in the world.
The gold standard.
I agree.
It is the most prestigious dirt track in the world.
Hands down.
Hands down. Established in 1953 by the great Earl Baldies. I think Tony bought it like in 2008, maybe.
Oh.
And it's the gold. It's the Messiah. It's the shrine. And the guy that preps that track was personally taught. His name's Rob, from Earl Baldies, obviously the inventor of Eldora. And this guy is. And let me Sunbelt Rental and Beard Equipment. Sunbelt Rental gave me 2 brand new water trucks.
Oh, sweet.
Beard Construction gave me a brand new $1 million grader and tractor. So I got more equipment, the best equipment. Some of my stuff's old and doesn't do as good as a brand new $1 million grader. So we've added new fencing, we've added new material. And, my Winter Nationals start next Tuesday.
This would have been a great documentary. This whole thing, capturing everything that goes into this, all the characters involved, the great nicknames. It probably would have been a good docu-series or something.
A little behind it now.
I know this may sound stupid, but, like in baseball, this one guy has a plot of land that they use only his mud to mud up the baseballs and stuff.
Same.
Do they have a track equivalent of that?
Eldora's got this one particular farmer where they get their clay from. We happen to get lucky enough because the clay that's used on racetracks isn't just dirt. It's just like if you go out and dig in any of your guys' backyard,
Berto Pro, $20.
You're probably just going to get regular dirt,
And
maybe sand, dirt, but clay. Clay is kind of hard to find, but it comes in veins. But we found a huge clay vein in the very back part of our property, and it is some of the nicest material. It holds water well.
It's like you're a landman.
It doesn't have much sand in it, and that's what we've put. I think we've put 3 or 4 or 5,000 yards of new material on Bubba Raceway Park.
Did you know that I was on the state championship soil judging team when I was in
come on.
No, I'll bring my trophy.
He's a 4-H kid over here.
Hold on, you soil judging team.
Yeah, what does
that mean? Like they gave you a bucket of sand, a bucket of top dirt, a bucket of clay, and a bucket of whatever, and you had to analyze what the soil was.
So what they did is they would bring in a front end loader or whatever, and they would dig us a hole so you could see the different layers in there. Okay,
right.
So then you would have to go in. You'd put the dirt in between your hand and thumb to see if it ribbons. If it's ribbon,
it's clay.
Yeah, it's got clay or it's got good organic material in it. And then you'd have to guess the slope. Yeah,
Would you taste it too to see what the content was?
Bubba, could you sell that clay to some of the racehorses, the race places?
No, the racehorses don't run on clay. They run on more of a topsoil kind of sand-based, more of a regular dirt kind of deal. But clay, you have to racetracks, dirt tracks have to run. You got to get some good clay because if not, you're just going to rubber up if you run on regular dirt. You got to have clay that retains moisture. That's way you can water it and try to have your material stay moist or at least keep traction all night long. And it's harder when you have, 900 to 1,000 horsepower late models that weigh, 2,400, 2,500 pounds, and that right rear is going, 300 miles an hour, creating all that friction. So you have to have a clay-based material that's slicker and retains water. I mean, the art of the track prep, the art of track prepping a dirt track is it changes with dew point, it changes with weather, it changes with sunshine, it changes with humidity, it changes with temperature. So it changes with part of my track has these big trees, like in 1 and 2, Lummy, turns 1 and 2, my track has these big trees that keep that part of the track shaded most of the day. So when we're laying water, 3 and 4 is exposed to the sun all day, 1 and 2 is shaded. So literally we have to put 75% less water on 1 and 2 than 3 and 4. We have to practically flood 3 and 4 and just barely put water on 1 and 2.
Now, are you learning a lot from Eldora Baldes?
No, Rob, I'm not learning a lot.
No.
He's already taught me a lot. I mean, I've been working our surface now for 12 years. Wow. I got a really good, I'm pretty good at it. But to bring in him, if I didn't bring him in, Brian, I'd have to do it all. Now I can literally be on. Let's say we raced tonight, which in a week, Lummy, we will be racing on Thursday night. Rob is going to get up in the morning and start working the track, start watering the track. The track will probably be ready by the time I get there. Otherwise, Brian, if I didn't have Rob, I would have to get there at 11:30, leave the show right at 10. And start working and do everything and try to catch up and have the track ready by 5. Meanwhile, Rob will get up at 7 and have the track pretty well done. And all I got to do is just help him touch up a little bit. It really, really helps me tremendously. And plus, when these sanctioning bodies could start questioning track prep or they're not happy with the track, when I say, hey, Rob from Eldora is the one that's doing the track, that shuts him up.
They'll be like, oh, okay.
That shuts it. Like, oh, okay.
My bad.
We thought your fat ass was doing it. No, Rob's doing it from Eldora. You know Rob from Eldora? Yes.
Yeah, what do you think he gets paid a year for being the top of the top?
At least $37.5 million, like Brady.
I would say that Rob from Eldora makes $150,000.
Oh, that's good though, man.
For just being a dirt guy.
It's a dirty game.
He's the best though. Oh my God, he is the best. You should see him on. I mean, it's Can I also tell you, Lummy, who can work some heavy equipment?
Who?
Buck.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, Buck from Charleston. He's sexy on a bulldozer. I'll tell you that right now.
You think his tractor's sexy?
I think his bulldozer skills are pretty sexy. I'll tell you that right now. Did you see this story, Brian, where the families are outraged after the judge upholds plea deals for the accused 911 plotters? Now, is this part of Biden making a deal and letting those 11 Guantanamo Bay guys?
Yeah,
here it is.
Yeah.
Biden administration sends 11 Guantanamo Bay detainees for a resettlement. So we're basically sending them home?
I think they're going to do jail over there, but I mean,
Court ruling Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin cannot rescind the plea deals of 3 suspects responsible for the 9/11 attacks. Those plea deals would have them plead guilty in exchange for being spared the possibility of the death penalty. Here to discuss is President of 9/11 Justice, whose father died on 9/11, Brett Eagleson. Brett, thank you for joining us. Just real quick, so your father, Bruce, was killed in the trade centers on 9/11 when you were 15, as I recall?
That's right. Yeah, thank you for having me this morning.
It's good to see you. Now,
what's wrong with this guy's
on
eyes
this
on the
story,
left?
it's kind of amazing. I would argue that the only reason that Secretary Austin decided to rescind this plea deal in the first place was because the administration got caught out on it, and you and others exposed them, and then they kind of ran around trying to undo it. Is that a fair assessment?
That's right. It was a politically motivated decision to rescind it.
Yeah.
We think that they knew all along that there was no way to do it, but in the heat of the election, in the lead up to November, they were utterly called out on the carpet for a horrific decision. Look, I haven't
Now,
heard.
who made this decision? Was it Biden that made this decision? And what's the decision? To send them back to where they came from and let them finish out their jail sentences over there, or just take them off of death row here and they stay here?
Well, they pleaded guilty so they could avoid death row.
All right.
Here.
Do they still stay in our system, or do we send them back to
They're
their
going to
system?
Oman. No, they're just going to
From a
Oman.
single 9/11
What's that?
They're going to Oman.
Which is
Oman.
their system? Where's Oman at?
It's in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Who runs it?
Omanians.
And are they
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Hey, what's going on? It is Seth, and we are definitely having fun or sleeping, so enjoy the best of Bubba.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
BubbaArmyPics@gmail.com. Please send your selfies modeling your Bubba Army swag. Creative Services has a few instructions when doing so. Please do not just screenshot your pic and then just send it, wasting valuable screen space. Please crop your pics and frame them correctly. We have faith in you, Bubba Army. Also, you must have Bubba Army swag or someone from the show in the picture. This is not your photo wall, it's the Bubba Army photo wall. Get with the program. If you can follow those simple instructions, we will see you on the wall. Again, send your pics to BubbaArmyPics@gmail.com. Now back to the show.
Love me much love to Tom, my good friend at Giant Recreation World. 3 locations. It's easiest just to go to giantrecreationworld.com. Whether you're looking for a Class A or a toy hauler or a golf cart or a destination trailer, 5th wheel, Class C, you can rent, buy, brand new, slightly used. Their search engine is second to none. Winter Garden, Ormond Beach, and Palm Bay. GiantRecreationWorld.com. I got one getting delivered today, Lummy, to the track. Oh, nice. For various guests that I'm having for the Winter Nationals.
How many slides?
I think I got a double. I think I got a double. I think Tom's bringing me a double slide on the deal.
That's a nice.
So anyway, again, GiantRecreationWorld.com. Whether it's new, it's used, or you're simply renting it, nothing's better than, like, if you're going to go to the Daytona 500 or to a rock festival or Bubba Raceway Park or whatever. You don't have to go pick it up, set it up. They'll drive it there, set it up. You can have everything from kitchen utensils to linens to pillows to toiletries. They'll have it all ready for you when you get there. You do your thing for however many days, and then they come and pick it back up for you. It's about as easy as it can get. It really is.
Ask about the chocolate mescaline add-on.
Yes, ask about the chocolate mescaline add-on. Thank you. Tom, thank you so very much. GiantRecreationWorld.com. Revealed Hulk Hogan's backstage reaction to getting booed at WWE's Netflix debut. It says Hulk Hogan was initially devastated by the crowd's negative reaction to his surprise appearance at which by the way, I don't think it was a surprise appearance. I think everybody knew.
Yeah, he was promoting it all day on socials.
Yes, Instagram.
Right. He was getting on the plane, getting off the plane, all this and all that. And after they talk about how he got booed and all this kind of deal, and then they get into, the reason why he potentially may have gotten booed is because in a video made public by the National Enquirer, Hogan said, "I guess we're all a little racist," and used the N-word while referring to his daughter's love life and including him repeating the phrase, the effing in, a few different times.
Oh, a few times. Oh, wow.
Here's Brooke, a picture of Brooke, and it says, the audio features him using a number of racist remarks in a rant about his daughter, Brooke, who was trying to launch her music career at the time. Heather Clem, the wife of the friend. is reported to have said, blah. So it goes on and tells you what Hogan says, and it's all on my because of my tape.
Are you mad that they didn't say your name in the article?
No.
They say, well, don't they say?
No, they don't use my name at all.
That's good.
Yeah.
They blame it on Heather. That's a new angle, Brian. Let's get the lawyers all rounded up and say, hey, let's do a Heather campaign. But here's the thing, man. Like, yes, it was on my tape. But Jesus, God, why did the people have to like? And you know what? You can see through emails and stuff when they sent the first tape to Gawker, they go, "Oh, I heard there's a second one where he drops the N-word," and they knew that would even be more devastating to him, and they did it. So anyway, they go on, and then they say that Hogan's supposedly storyline, if he comes back, was to make him a bad guy. There's already been discussion about the next time they put Hogan on TV is to make him a heel or a bad guy, because the last time that he was a bad guy, it worked wonders for his career. Well, that's if you have a career left.
He can't do anything, right? Like, he can't be in the ring.
He can't lay the leg anymore. He can't drop. I mean, like, he's an ambassador. And I don't even know how good of a one he is at that with the reaction. Well, they certainly didn't do him any favors by having him, he's the most MAGA guy on their roster.
He puts the ass in ambassador.
And he...
Is that Undertaker?
None of them are really... I mean, Seth and Rhett might know more than me, but none of them are really that political.
Yeah, well, first of all, the Undertaker got a little bit, but he didn't get booed, so it's not a MAGA thing. It's an N-word thing. People don't like it. Stop using it. That's enough said.
So anyway, he also aligned himself, with Trump. Wasn't he one of the Thursday night?
Yeah, before Tucker. Or no, after Tucker, he might have been...
Called him on. He might have been the guy right before Trump.
At the convention? Yes. He was same day.
So anyway, yes, they're blaming it on the tape. I'm sure he is too. I mean, right? You're not going to blame it on yourself. Nobody wants to take personal responsibility for anything, including myself. Just start kicking the can down the road. Unfortunately, the can ends at my feet.
Should he issue another apology for the N-word and for the stuff he's done in the past, or should he just let this blow over?
I think he blows it over.
Yeah, he's already repented.
But I mean, here's the deal.
Sins.
Like, whoever wrote this article, I don't think there's, and you can help me out here, Seth, I don't think there's any scuttlebutt in the wrestling community about Hogan coming back as a worker at all. Like, that is not in the cards.
Oh, no. Nobody's talking about that.
So when they write it and said, well, the next time they come back, they're going to use him as a bad guy, maybe a bad guy to cut a promo.
That's what it was going to be. He was going to be the bad guy.
But here's the deal. To a bad guy to cut his promo, but meanwhile, his beer company just cut a big deal with Netflix and WWE to be a major sponsor. So how can you be a heel but yet pushing a product?
That's supposed to bring everyone together. That's the point of the beer.
I don't know, man.
They'll shoehorn him, man.
I just have Stone Cold drinking the real American beer when he comes down.
He doesn't like it. He's got his own beer.
Oh, well, dang.
Yeah, he's got his own beer.
Skull Crusher, I think it is.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's tough to have a product that you're endorsing, but be a heel, right?
Oh, of course.
I don't think that product endorsements and cutting promos on the potential customers as a heel, I don't think that I don't think Burger King or McDonald's tries to have a heel and be mean to you, but then tell you to buy their new Whopper. Or their
McDonald's just signed John Cena to a contract.
Did they really?
Yeah.
That's a good signing.
Well,
he's not a heel.
He can't make appearances for them, though.
Why not?
Because you can't see him.
I don't even have my Zookeeper deal. I thought we were beyond that. I thought Brian had
gotten past zoo jokes.
Yeah, I thought
you thought wrong, buddy.
I really thought Brian was past the Zookeeper stage. I thought we had graduated.
The Z Morning Zoo on Z100.
John Cena wouldn't touch a French fry.
Yes, according to him, he's loved McDonald's his whole life.
Did he really sign with them?
Yeah.
I thought it was all for the joke.
John Cena would go and eat a thing of French fries.
It's real.
John Cena would go and eat a thing of French fries and then do 1,000 sit-ups to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? That's a good endorsement.
He's doing the McValue meal, their new McValue meal.
Listen.
He's dressed up like Mr. Rogers.
I don't know that we'll ever see him again in the ring.
Yeah. This is last year. He's having a farewell tour.
I sent you his commercial, by the way.
Oh, okay.
He's full time for this year.
But that's probably. I know Hogan had his run as the all-time greatest babyface when Hogan was still relevant. But I don't know that anybody ever can beat John Cena with regards to the all-time greatest babyface.
The Rock.
The Rock's a tweener.
Yeah, he is a tweener.
He was a tweener.
He started off as a heel.
Yeah, this. If there was a person in the conversation, Brian, it would be The Rock.
They're going to make Roman Reigns the number one guy of all time.
You think so?
Yeah.
They're going to force it.
Hi there. I'd like to introduce you to McValue.
But here's the thing, Seth. I don't know that Roman Reigns has the marketability of.
Dude, he's got his own shoes with Jordan. But is
he going to be doing McDonald's commercials 10 years after his run? I don't know. I think just John Cena is such a. I think he's the greatest of all time.
He's a good person by all accounts.
There's only a handful of people that have been able to make the transition, out of wrestling to being
to acting.
Yeah, to being super megastars. And
Batista.
No, Batista's not even that level.
No, but I got to tell you, John Cena, comedic-wise, is brilliant.
His deadpan delivery is great.
Batista's not on that list. Batista's absolutely. He
did
arguably
2 or 3 Marvel movies.
He's done other movies.
Rock.
He has.
But
he's the number 2 movie guy out of all of the WWE universe of all time.
Probably
number 3.
Although I don't like. It's tough for me to take Batista serious with as much weight as he lost.
Oh,
I don't
Cena?
like.
Yeah,
I don't.
right.
I mean, I'm sorry, Batista. I don't like.
Yeah.
He looks gaunt.
Yeah.
He needs to bulk back up.
He's doing the kids' movies too. Wasn't he did this spy movie with a little kid?
I don't know.
Hi there. I'd like to introduce you to McValue at McDonald's. With McValue, you can buy one and add any one of these for only $1. And look at.
By the way, lives in Wesley Chapel. Let me lives what, 2 miles from you?
Yeah, about 2-3 miles.
That you can do the same thing during breakfast. It's crazy. You see, at any moment in the day, McValue can take you to a place where a whole new menu of possibilities exist, inspiring you to order more from life than you could ever imagine. Take a look at your surroundings. Take a look at your environment. Take a look at your past decisions. Take a look at your present. Are you curious about the future? And setting your
And you know what the thing about this is? It's so anti-McDonald's.
Yeah, it's
McDonald's. This is like an anti-McDonald's
So it's like a
McDonald's
parody.
commercial. Yes, it's almost like a Saturday Night Live parody.
Yep.
But it's brilliant.
Expectations and perfection is not a way for growth. So I'd use the word curiosity, and that's a long way to get there. But if you stay curious, I think you can get the most out of life's menu. Because if you don't, you're leaving some of those moments on the table. You gotta try to get the most out of life. You might just think McValue adds the power of choice to McDonald's menu, but it also adds the power of perspective. And depending on how you look at it, that might be the most powerful thing you can order. And while you're here, I can't wait to meet you.
Yeah, in heaven with all the heart attacks you're going to have.
Oh, man, that is very well done.
That was a good commercial.
That is very well done.
I don't understand why Chad Ochocinco has not done McDonald's commercials, because he says that he eats McDonald's every single day.
Chad Ochocinco does not have the charisma and deadpan, unbelievable star power humor that John Cena does.
Not even close.
As I get, let me, so that I'm not so far behind, I thought I'd do words and we come back and probably just really, really break down this LA wildfire deal. It is unbelievable now that I think it's bigger than anybody ever anticipated. Now you got A-listers. Usually the wildfires of California were in the more rural areas or wilderness areas, and it never crept into the city. But this wildfire is in the city, and there are a huge list of A-list celebrities that have their homes have burned right down to the ground.
Steve Guttenberg's out in the street moving cars.
Hell yeah, from Police Academy.
I mean, there's Paris Hilton lost her house.
Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt.
I mean,
they're still together?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
The LA wildfires are ripping through celebrity-packed Pacific Palisades, which here's which stars have lost their homes according to because of the blaze. I got a ton of footage. We'll get to that next.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. Right now. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
This is the best of Bubba. Stuff we randomly picked out to fill your needs while Bubba is out of town. Thanks for your continued support.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabedo Studios.
Aquabedo.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Any former Dexter fans?
Oh yeah, I love it. I haven't checked out the new show yet.
Oh my God, you've got to watch it. It's basically the prequel of how Dexter got started. You know, Dexter, when they first started it, it was, you know, he was an adult and was a splatter forensic guy for the Miami PD.
And his father was the one that trained him.
His father is the one that trained him, but, you know, when Dexter first came out, like in 2012, whatever it was, his sister was a detective. Deb. He was a full-grown man, and they spoke about their father because he'd already passed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Harry. Harry was a detective for the Miami PD, and he'd already passed when the Dexter series was, you know, ran. Well, this is now the prequel, and this shows Harry, and this basically shows Dexter as a little boy growing up and how Harry groomed him and how Harry wasn't even his real dad.
Yeah, it was Christian Slater is playing Harry.
Christian Slater's playing Harry.
Is he good?
He is. Christian Slater, man. He's really. I watched him in that one series about
Mr. Robot?
No, John. He was a doctor and he killed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's really been in a couple things that I've watched that he's done well. But if anybody has a chance to go back, if you were a Dexter fan, you've got to go watch. It's called was it the Original Sin?
First Blood or no?
Original Sin.
Original Sin. Now, Brian, were you a Dexter guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that.
Brian, I'm telling you,
we're finishing up right now though. Landman.
Oh, I am too.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
First of all, Ali Larder.
Hold on.
Jesus.
How about the mom and the daughter?
Wow.
Oh my God.
They got a 26-year-old playing a high school senior.
They got a 26-year-old playing a high school senior.
She's so hot.
And she might be the hottest bitch.
And the mom hasn't aged, I think.
Ali Lauder looks amazing.
She's on Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
And
Varsity Blues.
And let's not forget Billy Bob Thornton nails.
I mean, the greatest, maybe one of the best characters in the history of television. The way it is exceptional. Tommy Norris is my hero.
The way he cuts his finger off in the doctor's office.
He's just, and you know what? The way he talks to the cartel. Are you up to date on the last one?
I'm not on 9 yet. No,
Okay.
the one from Sunday I haven't watched yet.
All right, so I just watched it last night. So you'll watch it probably here in the next day or so. Oh my God, he gets the head of the Mexican cartel on the phone. Billy Bob Thornton.
Tommy.
His name's Tommy, right?
Tommy Norris.
Yeah. And
I'm just catching up. I think I'm about.
Taylor Sheridan saying this is his new shiny object.
Of course,
it should be. It's that. First of all, the casting is excellent.
John Hamm's good.
John Hamm is great.
Yep.
It's just it's a great show.
By the way, it's a new show. It's called Landman. It comes from the Tyler Sheridan. You know, oh God, what'd he do? 1923,
Yellowstone,
1883, Yellowstone, Mayor of Kingstown, The Lioness.
He's done a couple of movies too.
Yeah, I mean, everything. He's kind of Paramount CBS's new guy, is he not? Like he's the new.
Oh yeah,
he's the new big showrunner. Like all of his shows. But Tulsa King.
Yep,
Tulsa King was his show.
I was pissed when Billy Bob lost to the Japanese guy for the Golden Globe. I wasn't happy about that. I think Billy Bob deserves all the awards.
He
did
Sicario.
He didn't win for Landman.
For Landman, not the Golden Globe. No.
How about the hot blonde?
Allie? I don't know if she was up for anything.
I mean, tell me you don't start thinking some,
I don't have to think. I see that's where she mounts him is just phenomenal. And she did nudity. Kudos to you, Ali Larder.
Did you watch Sicario? It's a movie about the drug cartels and stuff down south. It's got Josh Brolin in it.
Where's it at?
It's a movie. It should be out streaming, but it is so good.
What's it called?
Sicario.
Okay, maybe text me the
I
title
will,
to it.
but Taylor Sheridan wrote that one too.
Anyway, Brian, you got to get into the new Dexter.
I will. We're going to watch it. We're going to finish up Landman, and then we'll get into Dexter.
Anybody on? I'm on Landman. I'm on Dexter. There's only two I got going right now. But somebody said that on Netflix, Carry On is really good.
Yeah, I watched it. It's pretty good.
Okay, you're just giving it a pretty good.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say stop watching what you're watching, like to go watch it, but yeah, I mean, if you get around to it,
Just a movie, right?
yeah, it's a movie.
So you can watch
So
that.
it's just a one-time.
Yeah, it's a one-time thing.
Right.
Is Tyler Sheridan in The Landman at all yet?
Yeah. By the way, Tyler Sheridan puts himself in every one of his movies in some either minor or major capacity. Yeah, he does cameos in all of them.
Okay. Was he in Landman?
I've not seen him yet, but I think I don't know. I don't know. I know that he was in. I know that I think
Lioness.
He was heavily in the Lioness, and he was in Yellowstone. And let me. Are they gonna come out and finish 1923?
No, it's moved to a different time.
1923. Because the last time they left,
is coming back.
Remember, Lemmy? Because the last thing that you saw in 1923 was the boys, the bad guys are fixing to take over the land.
Yeah.
Which would have been Yellowstone, the Yellowstone property, and they called for the son that was in Africa. That was out, kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, February 23rd, it's coming out.
Episode, yeah.
And he was on his way back. He'd married that hot bitch from England that was hooked up with like the royalty dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And remember, they got their boat they were on a tugboat and it got like sunk or something like that, and they were hanging on for dear life. Like the Titanic kind of gimmick.
Yep.
And so, and then once they got back to land, he got a telegram or a telegraph from his mom saying, I think it might have been the Indians or something like that. We're coming over to take the property. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was the Indians.
So anyway, so over to the big wildfires of Los. I mean, this is the Los Angeles area, is it not?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, northern.
The LA wildfires are ripping through celebrity-packed Pacific Palisades. Here's where the stars that have lost their homes so far. Wildfires have broken out in Los Angeles and are raging through the Pacific Palisades neighborhood. Mark Hamill was among the thousands who evacuated, by other stars like Paris Hilton and Billy Crystal also have lost their homes. The average house price in northern Los Angeles area. Hold on, the average.
That's crazy.
The average house price in northern LA is $4.5 million. Ooh. I mean, do you know what you can buy in Tampa, Florida for $4.5 million?
Not Dan's house.
True. True. Wildfires in Los Angeles are tearing through the Pacific Palisades neighborhood. Some A-list actors, including Ben Affleck, who bought his $20.5 million mansion there in July. Other celebrities, including Tom Hanks, Reese Witherspoon, Michael Keaton, Adam Sandler, Miles Teller, Eugene Levy also live in the neighborhood.
Are these people able to go to their other homes, Bubba? Or I just want to make sure.
I don't know. I mean, I got to think that a lot of these people do have second homes, but I got to think that a lot don't.
This sucks. You know what? This sucks for just the ordinary rich people in L.A.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about them. They just care about Miles Teller and Eugene Levy. I mean, nobody just cares about your average run-of-the-mill, advertiser that's making millions of dollars who's got whose house burned down. What about Tom Hanks?
The fire started on Tuesday in the Pacific Palisades area before spreading west toward the Malibu stretch of the Pacific Coast Highway. On Wednesday, the city of Malibu issued a statement advising residents to prepare to evacuate. Among the at least 130,000 LA residents asked to evacuate their homes because the fire was the Star Wars actor, Mark Hamill. He said on Instagram that he had left his Malibu home on Tuesday, and his wife, Mary Lou, and their dog, Trixie, described it as the most horrific scene since the fire of '93. So let me. There again. There's all types of footage.
Oh yeah, it's
from this. Here, I'm going to play some various footage.
Man, listen to that wind.
Yeah,
and they're
it's
saying winds have been up to 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's like a hurricane.
So like.
These fires can create their own weather system almost.
Oh, they can?
Yeah, because the rising air and then you got the sinking air. It causes like a low pressure system right over, and it can just increase the winds.
I mean, and there's nothing you can do.
Nope.
I mean,
and it's dry. That's a dry ass wind.
Like, what's that guy doing?
Firefighter.
I know, but what's he doing?
He's falling in love and he's going to cheat. It's a love triangle thing, and it's called Hot Love. What's it called?
Seth's show running a new show called Hot Love, where a firefighter saves a home and falls in love with the mom, and then the kid finds out, and it's just a big whodunit.
I think you should
Seth's
go with
on the R&D pub
Him
show
and
running.
Taylor Sheridan are doing it. It'll be out on Paramount.
What about
Kushner and Sheridan Productions?
Love Hose.
Love Hose, HOSE. I love it.
Now,
that's witty.
What is this going to do for, we're all, by the way, this is the city of Los Angeles, and they're trying to move cars. These are people that have parked their cars wherever and maybe left.
It's just in the middle of the road they left because the fire was coming. They had to get the hell out of there.
Right, and so this is, by the way, Lummy, God, what Buck couldn't do with that.
Yeah.
That looks like a D8, D9.
Wow.
Man, Buck's, I got a boner with you.
What about all the electrical cars that couldn't get charged, maybe?
The drivers panicked. They took their keys. This is Palisades Drive as well as Sunset Boulevard. This dozer
Man, look at this. That would be fun.
out of the way. So if this is your car, unfortunately, it's an emergency situation, and this is what they have to do. They are moving the cars as we speak. Unfortunately, there are dozens of cars. This looks like a movie set. Unfortunately, this is real. LA County Fire, they have to do what they have to do.
Worst valet service ever.
How much weight can that thing push, Bubba?
Oh, that's a D8. That thing could
could it push a semi?
Oh
off the
my
side?
God! It'd make a semi a tinker toy. This D8 would.
You got the 8 wood right now.
I probably couldn't run that machine.
Oh, come on, Bubba. You absolutely
If I spent an hour on that machine, I could probably get the hang of it, but it would take me a while to get acclimated. It's a very, 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 very.
Does it drive like a turnabout?
No.
Like a tank?
More like a tank. But you gotta be good on the stick. You gotta be good with the blade. Now you're not just driving it. You also have to be you have to be good on the blade.
You have to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Regulators mount up.
This is an emergency situation.
Look at him. He can turn on a dime like that.
People are not trapped.
There's no dime under there, sir.
This line of cars probably goes about 300 feet deep, at least as long as I can see from this bird's eye view. So
why is he not just going like super fast down the middle of it?
This is let me see here. Where's the sound on this?
Photos obtained by Page Six show
with
the actor
Garner?
driving to her home, which has not been ordered to evacuate yet.
Kids.
But according to
Yeah, they have kids
TMZ, everyone in
Celebrities impacted by the Pacific Palisades fire. Here's been now. Didn't they just get?
No,
Jennifer Lopez.
Is he getting back with Jennifer Garner?
No,
They've been back and forth 10 times.
She has his kids too.
her area is reportedly on standby.
I always thought she was attractive.
She's got a farm channel now where she like
Prince
farms.
Harry and Meghan Markle may be forced to evacuate their $14 million mansion,
cares?
as the Telegraph reported that a
Another
spokesperson
gen-
for
Well,
Summit.
this is what people care about.
I don't, but
like
I
Seth
mean,
said, people don't care about the average guy that works his ass off 40 hours a week and his house burning down. They want to know if Paris Hilton's house is burning
these are
down.
people that are insured to the max. They've got 4 homes. They've got
I'm just
$100
telling you,
million
Brian,
in
you
the
gotta
bank.
give the audience what they want to hear. They don't want Joe C. Plummer's house. They want to see that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's house is burning down because they're like because people don't want you to have a nice house. They're happy that Meghan Markle's house is burning down. Like,
Are
I'm
people
living
happy just in general? This is L.A. and this is
They're
come
like,
on,
you know
no.
what, man? I can't live in a $12 million home now. They can't either, bitch.
Well, they can. They're just going to have to buy a new one or
Edison
rebuild a nicer
confirmed
one.
that they're living in a high fire risk zone. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag's home was
There's their home right there.
destroyed, as a source close to the couple told TMZ that they safely evacuated their neighborhood, but their house, quote, burned to the ground. Spencer shared a video of the fire on his Instagram story a few hours before he and his family evacuated. Eugene Levy told the Los Angeles Times that he got trapped in traffic of other fleeing residents attempting to
Look at this car.
That car's burned all the way
Look at
down.
This car's right down to zero.
leave the Pacific Palisades neighborhood, saying, quote, the smoke looked pretty black and intense over Temescal Canyon. I couldn't see any flames, but the smoke was very dark. James Wood took to X to share that he was fleeing his
I'm not trying to be
estate and posted a
morbid,
video of the
but
blaze.
is the fire hot enough that we could not find some people's bodies, maybe?
That's what happened in Maui.
Well,
Should've
I mean,
melted
this
them.
is different than Maui.
Is approaching his property. The actor later showed a close-up video of the fire directly on the outskirts of his
Now, if you jumped in the pool, would you be okay, Brian?
I mean, how long can you hold your breath?
It'll get too hot, though, too.
Yeah.
That water.
I mean, no.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it didn't.
The fire burns for a long time.
Yeah, but you start splashing, right? I mean,
Start
if it gets
splashing.
close.
Seth's got his swimmies on. He's staying above water and he's splashing like a wild man.
They said something on the news to jump in your pool if the fire. Like I heard somebody say that.
Everybody
publicly.
was going to the coast,
Bubba
man.
Wendy's sitting there in his pool reporting,
Bubba.
I'm not leaving my
That's a
house.
nothing burger.
I'm not.
Bubba Wendy.
Don't God.
Bubba
This is
Wendy.
weather porn.
Bubba Wendy's not going to try to tell you he knows much about the fire deal. Bubba Wendy will predict that hurricane to the T, but I am not a fire guy.
Yard. And
I'm with Seth. Jump in the pool for all I know.
Like, does your
Other
local
nearby
weatherman
home.
let you know if the fire's like in your neighborhood, or do you have to kind of just like sniff it out on your own?
I think you got to kind of look over the side and be like, "Hey, Seth, fire's pretty close. We might want to get out of here."
Somebody
That was
said
on
it was going to
fire.
boil you in that pool. I mean, it
Actor
gets
Steve
hot.
Guttenberg, who also lives in the area, urged residents who abandoned their vehicles to leave their car keys so fire engines can get through.
Or the thug down the road can steal your new Tesla. One of the two.
Police Academy star told KTLA 5, quote, this is not a parking lot. We really need people to move their cars.
I wonder if he had the black
There are
guy with the
families
sound
up there,
effects.
There are pets up there. There are people who really need help. The fire broke out around 10:30 a.m. local time, January 7th, and winds are expected to continue the blaze until Thursday. Its cause remains unknown.
They said it was a fire in somebody's backyard.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. That was the latest story I read.
Like a guy was, doing like a marshmallow cook-off, Willie, and it got out of hand, or
A homeless guy was using a shopping cart to cook a pigeon.
hello, who's this?
TJ from Jersey.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, Bubba, look into they're supposedly that fire detergent's not allowed in California, so that's why they can't use that because they're a green state.
The red stuff.
And then there's some kind of saved fish that they won't let water come down from Canada to build
smelt.
reservoirs. Trump was talking about it on Rogan the other day. So they're their worst enemy.
Thank you, appreciate it. I'll look into it, man.
Well, the smelt is that's a big one because they wouldn't.
They won't allow water, like the pipeline water from Canada down
let it
because
flow out.
it hurts the smelt.
Yeah, the
Don't they-
endangered smelt that it flows
The
out to the
endangered
Pacific.
smelt.
Yeah.
Well, how's that smelt treating you right now, buddy?
Yeah.
They're smelting right now.
All right. Hello.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Hillbilly Mike here. Hey, I wanted to talk about that split tail we was talking about here yesterday.
Oh, God.
Hey, what about Caitlin Hatley? She would be the perfect woman for the show.
Yeah.
She's got perfect bolt-ons, and you could talk sex with her, and she's always going to dress
We're not taking show advice from somebody that calls women split tail. My dad used to say that, and it's like, I thought that went out of style.
Thank you, Thank you. See, I don't even
Hillbilly
have.
Jim.
I don't even have to be the bad guy. I can just stick my tuttle on him.
Dumb, stupid.
Some guy trying to hear himself. Some troll trying to hear himself.
He's
on
laughing
the
at
air.
himself,
Yeah.
high-fiving
On
himself.
behalf of the fire service. Last week, we
So
began
is
receiving...
Biden out there?
He was.
I heard there's a fire going on. What the hell?
Reports from the National Weather Service.
Back in my time, man, we'd get buckets and hand them on down the mountain and throw them back up to get them filled up.
Our president's nothing but a distraction at these
But
things.
like Brian was saying, like when presidents catch crap on not going to natural disasters, they really can't do anything other than to see how bad it is and, immediately offer FEMA relief and whatever means the National Guard or whatever the president can release with regards to help. But being there, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter. I don't think presidents need to necessarily be boots on the ground at every natural disaster. They need to be, with our technology and them being able to, he can see the from where he's, in the West Wing, and dispatch and get a hold of the governor on the phone and dispatch any relief or funds or National Guards or whatever he needs without having to be there.
He's just gumming up the works there. He doesn't need to be there.
Wouldn't it be a good look, though, if he threw on a helmet and grabbed the hose and went out there on the,
and then they turned it on and he'd fall over.
It would split him in half.
This is not something that's a surprise to us in Southern California.
He's not even
it was
paying
something
attention.
that we were well prepared for. Based on those predictive conditions of wind gusts up to 100 miles an hour east.
How do you get wind gusts to 100 miles an hour? That's a hurricane.
Well, it's like Tuttle was saying, it's the weather system, and then the fire amplifies it all.
Pushing offshore, we began increasing our staffing, local, state, and federal agencies. Hundreds of firefighters began moving on Sunday afternoon from Northern California into Southern California. My local partners began upstaffing their own fire stations, helicopters, fire engines, hand crews, to be prepared for an incident like this that occurred. Those resources were pre-positioned in counties throughout.
Well, it doesn't look like they've been doing a very good job. Because it looks like it's more out of hand than it ever has been. People are freaked out by it.
I was asking, so they cannot do controlled burns there because of the winds, or is it against the law?
They can't do control because of the environment.
Southern California for an event just like this, and on Tuesday morning, the Palisades fire began.
Hey, as much as we are going to be dinged here for you homeowners with regards to flood insurance, if you'll even be able to find any, and your home insurance in Florida because of the 2 hurricanes that we got, can you imagine what fire insurance is going to be? The only thing I'd be invested in right now if I had a lot of money would be the insurance companies.
Well, State Farm said they canceled everyone like a month ago because California would not let them raise their rates.
Oh,
I'd like to
a lot of people don't
introduce you to
have
Chief
fire
Crowley.
insurance.
Well, listen, State Farm, they got enough rate raising here in Florida, courtesy of DeSucco's. So don't worry about California.
Touch on the Palisades fire, Chief.
Thank you.
There's Chief. She's gonna tell us what's happening here.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I'm here just to provide you a brief on 3 significant fires that have occurred within the city of Los Angeles.
Is this the transgender
With
woman?
that, I'm going to be focusing on the Palisades fire. That fire broke out yesterday morning around 10:30. We did pre-deploy a number of resources. We knew there was a potential for a significant threat to our constituents due to the weather event. High winds. I've never seen the winds in my 25-year career. So we leaned forward as much as possible and pre-deployed. With that, we had a significant amount of fire that occurred. We had an aggressive fire attack. The fire has grown from originally 10 acres to 10,802 acres as we speak. It's an active firefight with our firefighters, and they're doing their very best to protect our people within this area. Interesting enough, because of the winds and the low humidity, we had a second fire also break out, and that was the Hearst fire, which is just north of that area. Again, this was close to 11,000.
All right, Lois, is there anything here
No, Monster said it was really not. I sent you Jesse Waters from yesterday, 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. He said it explains pretty well a couple different things, from how the dams were getting blown up to the smelt.
So as to maybe the reason
why there's no water.
Well, the reason why there's no water, what, 3 minutes and what?
30 seconds.
3:30, here we go. Boom.
And you'd stop many of these horrible fires.
Before Donald Trump left office, he signed an order that would funnel more water from Northern California into Southern California. Newsom, instead of saying thank you, filed a lawsuit to stop it. saying it would kill the smelt.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a smelt is, neither did we.
And by the way, they're teeny tiny little fish that I think they use for
bait
bait.
fish.
Bait.
Well,
That's all.
bait
That's all.
and people eat them. I mean, they
Like
salt
sardines.
them.
Okay, Greg.
Yeah, I know.
It's a fish the size of your pinky. California can't get enough water to fight fires because of a stupid fish. We're saving fish instead of people. Saving smelt, big business. If anything happens to the smelt, people lose a lot of money. We're paying people to feel like heroes for protecting a fish.
So let me, the reason why, I guess you're saying Trump signed a bill to bring more water from Canada down to California.
North California.
Yeah. No, from North California down to the L.A. region.
Yeah.
And Newsom filed a lawsuit to block that because of it would hurt the smelt industry.
Yes.
That much water drowns the smelt?
No,
or they can't swim upstream
It
or
just
what?
is natural because the water flows out to the Pacific, so it's just a natural habitat for them.
One eats. But it gets worse. Gavin's been tearing down dams. Why? Because the Indians wanted some of their river back so they could catch salmon.
Well,
Gavin didn't just knock down one dam for the Indians, he knocked down all 4.
The largest dam removal project in U.S. history and one of the most significant.
Now, let me ask you a question before I go into words. Don't they put dams up strategically for reasons?
Well,
to dam up an area.
Electricity.
Well, I mean, yeah, for all kinds of different reasons. And dams are strategically engineered for a purpose. They just don't say, "Hey, we're going to dam this area up for recreational type purposes." It's usually for electric or for a water reservoir or something like that. I've never known them to tear dams down.
Well, don't give a damn. I mean, you just don't give it away. You gotta, not all 4.
But they said these were for Indians, so was it Native Americans back in the day that they had diverted water and they were trying to give water back to reservations?
Did the Native American reservations running dry?
No, so what was it? So there's a salmon, and the natural for the salmon to flow, the dams were stopping the salmon at the dam.
So the Indians wanted to have better salmon fishing, so now we knock off 4 dams down?
Yeah,
you don't want the
salmon would
farm-fed
stop
stuff.
at the dam, yeah.
No farm-fed salmon. We need Indian-caught salmon, right, Seth?
Too much mercury.
Yeah, you need the fresh
If
stuff.
not the most significant water restoration project, bringing back salmon and steelhead into this basin. And I couldn't be more proud as a father because my kids and their great-great-grandkids will have the opportunity.
My kids and great-great-grandkids may have their house burned down, but they're going to be able to get some steelhead better than they ever have before, buddy.
So they said some of them are being removed because they're outdated and no longer provided any benefit, and their removal was more viable financially than trying to continue to maintain them.
Some of them.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
like this. This is obviously one news station's spin on this
and
story.
It's Fox, so you got to realize that.
I don't know enough about it all to comment on it, but that doesn't stop everybody else
But the
from
smell,
doing it.
the smell thing
I mean,
is,
the smell thing, that's a shoot.
Yeah.
That's a shoot.
You can look that up.
Well, it's been here since time immemorial.
It's a special
and it's about damn time. Words mean nothing unless you can manifest them. You got to make something real. You got to make the words visible. We mean business. We're going to be turning this over in a very short period of time.
And these dams were a go-to source for firefighters to pull water from to fight fires up north. Gavin's literally tearing down Western civilization for fish and Indians.
They can't
Nothing
get
against
water
the
from
Indians.
the ocean
I love the Indians
to fight the fires.
But
I don't
really?
get it. Like, why do you have to have
LA's
fresh
out of water. And the governor's
Why can't you use
staring at the
saltwater?
fire
Why
with
can't
his
you use
hands
saltwater?
Hold on, man. LA's out of water. Be quiet.
in his pockets.
Salting the earth.
Now, we
maybe?
have a rule about men putting their hands in their pockets, but this is neither the time nor the place to discuss it. People are trapped. Homes and schools are gone. And Newsom hasn't contained a single acre. The governor waited 24 hours to send in the National Guard. Water management, forest management, Gavin doesn't know what he's doing. Again, Trump warned him about this years ago.
Got to take care of the floors, the floors of the forests. Very important.
Thank you.
You look at other countries where they do it differently, and it's a whole different story. I was with the president of Finland, and he said, we have a much different, we're a forest nation. He called it a forest nation. And they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem. And when it is, it's a very small problem.
Newsom, after the election, called an emergency special session in California to Trump-proof the state. Not fireproof it, Trump-proof it. whatever that means. Where are the emergency escape roads that were supposed to have been built? People had to abandon their cars in the middle of the road and run away from the flames because there's only one way in and one way out. Why weren't the forest beds treated? Why are we running out of water? Joe Biden hasn't helped at all. In October, the Biden administration canceled crucial controlled burns in California. These are critical to forest management. Canceled them.
I mean, really, I don't know a lot about this, but I
Well,
do
but
know.
why? The question would be
hold
why.
on. I do know controlled burns help the underbrush, and that's what spreads the fire. So, here in Florida, we have controlled burns. A lot of places have controlled burns, and it's really, really good for the ecosystem. I don't know why Biden canceled it. Maybe they'll tell us.
Today, Biden happened to be in town because he was supposed to designate another national forest, decided that this was the right time to congratulate himself.
Astounding what's happening. Only one piece of good news, my son lives out here anyway. They got a notification yesterday their home is well burned around. Today,
I don't know what's he congratulating himself for. The audio's
He's
horrible.
a great-grandfather.
Oh, he's a great-grandfather.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're a great-grandfather. Half of LA is burning down, but you are a great-grandfather. Okay, I got it. No problem.
he's still standing, we're not sure. But the good news is, I'm a great-grandfather as of today.
Oh my God.
Brian, that even embarrasses you.
He's just
yeah.
And the fact that
LA
they thought
is
it would be a
burning
good
down.
idea to run him again for 4 more years.
Oh my God, what were they thinking?
What the hell?
Had they had the foresight to say 2 years ago, we're not going to throw in, the last minute Willie and Kamala. Let's really start establishing somebody.
Like a
somebody.
Like
might have had a chance.
Rising from the ashes. There's a brand new Biden. I mean, God, man, tone deaf, just like an old man. He's an old man.
He's an old man. He's
an old
lost.
man.
He's
it's
lost.
like
He's
talking to
pooped
my
his
grandfather at the end.
Well, next thing you know, he's going to be doing Depends commercials. He should.
I mean, geez Louise.
Back with more wildfire stuff. There's a ton of it next.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Now, back to the best of Bubba. If you haven't noticed we left, then please disregard this message. Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Been a slow day.
Yeah, we only got like $300.
Except for Creatine Travis with his 200.
Creatine Travis is
Scouting Big Gold. How's
P1.
PayPal looking, buddy?
Not too good.
Oh. Should I call the baby face brigade out to start flooding us with cash donations?
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army for the Babyface Brigade that would like to participate, as he's got 30 more minutes on this program and then probably an hour on the Blizzard. So you'll have your chance to get your babyfaceness in.
But give us your money now, because Bubba likes it when you do it on the air.
Well, yeah, you can make it rain during the blizzard. It still goes to Bubba.
It all goes to the
well,
same.
you make it snow during the blizzard, but yeah, whatever.
So our good friend Mike Muzio from Aqua Bieto, the official studio sponsor of the show and the official canned water of the show, supposedly they're working on private labeling Aqua Bieto. And making a Trump water. I think they got a pitch to Trump's people, I think tomorrow or the next. I think tomorrow. I think they're pitching it so very well Trump could have his own water, which is really, I think, just Aqua Bieto privately labeled. Right. And I think Brian actually has a can of it.
He sure does.
Drinking it right now, and I feel like invading Greenland.
In which you can get the Aqua Bieto.
You feel like going over and taking the Panama Canal, Greenland, Canada, and
Canada's going to be a 51st state. We're going to sink Puerto Rico because it's a trash garbage pile.
I'd much give up Puerto Rico for Greenland all day.
Nice. What about the Gulf of Americana?
Gulf of America.
That's stupid.
But you can get the Aqua Bieto now at Walmart and Amazon too. So.
Oh, you can?
Yes, you can.
And 7-Eleven.
Yes, exactly.
That's be awesome. Thank you. So 7-Eleven, Walmart. They're in Walmart?
Yeah, and Amazon.
That's good.
Wow. And Amazon?
Yeah.
Aquabiedo's taking over, Bubba.
It is.
Should have bought in when you can.
I was one of the very first.
You have shares?
No.
Oh, see, I have Class A shares.
Mike will take care of me if it blows. Well, it sounds like it is blowing up.
And they're going to be at BARP giving out water.
Yeah, they're going to be at. They're going to have a BARP deal.
Good, because those people are going to be parched from their 3-block walk.
Man, look at that. Nothing.
Look at that.
How are you laughing at this wildfire like that, Seth? That is
that was
callous.
That was my home for almost a month, Brian. L.A. It could have been me.
Were you at an extended stay?
It could have been me out there.
And
I was in
a night 10.
I was in Koreatown.
Scout Big O get to 10 subs.
Thank you so much on the YouTube, Willie.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
$10.
Honestly, I did not pay attention. I just drove straight to the barn to get my horses out and get the rest of these guys out.
I mean, there's real people that's got real problems here. Not just, Ben Affleck, who might be losing his house, but like just standard, regular people. Santa Monica has some rural areas, Lummy, Pacific Palisades.
Yes.
They have some rural areas where you would have horses and things like that. Man,
Ryan, MBSC, $20.
Think about this poor guy. He's got two. I mean,
3.
He's got 3 horses, and he's got to get them out. Where do you take him? You can't go to the Holiday Inn and check in. Where do you go?
Best thing to do is let them go.
There's charity places, I guess, are taking them a little farther south. But these are the type of people that State Farm and the insurance companies canceled their fire insurance a month ago.
Honestly, I did not pay attention. I just drove straight to the barn to get my horses out and get the rest of
This guy doesn't even have he's the kind of horse owner that rents a stable, and he has them at the stables. He doesn't have a horse transporter or anything like that. So he literally is just going to get his horses and walking them down the street.
Do we really need to do an interview while the guy's trying to evacuate his horses from you can see the fire right behind them?
Brian, we don't need the news out there.
There's everybody's the news now.
Well, you've got
me and Seth and I were talking about how conventional news has changed. You don't have to send the chick out there with a guy that's got a camera on his shoulder. People have phones and they can get the news to you immediately. So the news has changed tremendously. It's not from that standard journalist with a cameraman to a person with an iPhone.
Anderson Cooper was out there yesterday in the middle of it, and as somebody that doesn't know anything about fires or really what's going on, I'm wondering really how dangerous is it if you're looking for a great backdrop of flames to do your broadcast from?
Very dangerous.
these guys out.
Poor horses.
I'm gonna let them burn.
I got a bunch out with trailers, and there's a bunch in there still. How many more? We don't know. I don't know.
Kim Kardashian's ass melted off.
We took about 4 of them in trailers. Trailer, another one.
Poor
so
baby.
At least maybe 12 left.
About 12? Are there more people out there right now?
It's a whole bar.
I mean, look, and literally the
Why don't you
flames
go
are
help?
Yeah, I know.
Literally,
go grab some horses.
The flames are right there.
Why don't you go help, lady?
Well,
You're useless.
What is she gonna do though?
Grab a horse
and take it
Save
where?
a horse.
But the best thing to do is if nobody was coming and getting the horses that were still in the
Let 'em
stable, let them go because
Yeah.
you got to let them out.
You gotta
so
let
they
them
can
out.
run.
Let them try and save themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they probably there's a chance they could.
I got, let's see. There's 4, 2, 3.
Those horses are going to be burning up. Why are you not riding them?
There's 12. Yeah, no, they're pretty wired up.
Horses are probably freaked out.
They're getting used to it now, but when the wind's blowing and the embers are, they don't really know what
Look
to
at those
that.
look at those embers.
Just getting those horses.
Oh my
must be
God!
miserable.
That black horse is beautiful.
Have you seen anything like this? Look at that hillside. Yeah,
Shut
I've
up.
rescued
Wow.
before. Yeah? Yeah. Well, please be safe. Yeah, thank you. You be safe too. Yeah.
Why don't you make yourself useful?
Yeah, bitch.
Grab a horse.
I would have told her to F off and get out of my way.
I am trying to save my horses, bitch. Why don't you go
I ain't
back
got
and try
time
to save a
for
couple?
you, lady. If you're not going to help, then get out of my way.
Man,
This might be the worst natural disaster ever to hit LA. You know, again, all these wildfires that usually hit California usually don't get into LA.
up in the mountains.
They can usually, because LA is kind of in a little valley and the mountains are around them. They don't usually sneak down into where these fires are. And the only reason they did is because of the 100-mile-an-hour winds that are just. I don't think you can fight fires with 100-mile-an-hour winds.
May I ask, is this Can you compare this to people that get stuck, on their roofs during a hurricane, and then we feel so sorry for them, and like, wait, they had plenty of time to know to get the hell out of their house.
But I don't think there's a lot of
death.
I don't think there has not been a lot of death here because.
What is there? But I'm saying, is there warning, or does this just catch you by surprise, where you go, oh God, we got to go get the horses and get out of here?
I don't think it really catches you by surprise because they know they know it's coming.
Real quick,
they know which ways the winds are shifting.
There's been multiple fires that have broken out, though. So that initial fire, you could be pretty far away from it, but then an ember, carries across the highway, and all of a sudden you got another fire that's like now, 10 miles closer to you. Than
fire
the first
that
one
wasn't there 10 minutes ago is now there because an ember, like we were seeing those flying embers, got caught up into the wind system, and now it got carried over into some forestry across the street from your house, and now that's on fire.
They said it was moving a football field every 30 seconds.
This guy's getting pretty close to the action, is he not?
Sure is.
But I mean, you can't even fight those. You just got to let them burn out, right?
Yep.
And the heat has got to the radiant heat.
You know what the next big crisis for our country is going to be? And I hope Donald Trump can fix it, or whoever, or Congress, is insurance. Because, Brian, we know our insurance down here. Because
I can't wait to see what my renewal is.
Because DeSantis cut a deal with the devil. DeSantis' largest contributor to his political campaigns were the insurance companies.
I sent you a map, Bubba, of how the fires, how far they're spread out and when they started, just so you can kind of see. While maybe some people didn't evacuate, if you look at
because you're like so far away.
The Eaton fire or the Palisade fires one is the first one.
Right, so which way? Where at?
Keep
down
going
right there, down and left.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first one.
All right. So that one started.
It just said January 7th.
January 7th.
Then it jumped over, I think it was like 4 hours later
over
to
here.
Eaton fire.
Over here. So it went from, it was burning right here, and next thing you know, it jumps over here.
That's like almost a state over, just so you know. Like if you were in the Northeast, that would be like jumping from New Hampshire to Maine.
That'd be like jumping from Fort Walton Beach to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
And then that one, Lummy,
went to the Hertz fire.
Went to
up
here,
left.
up here?
Yeah, and then now January 8th is a little farther up north.
Wow.
And they're saying it's going to keep funnel with the winds. It's going to funnel down more.
Wow. Just takes one little ember.
They're saying this is the worst fire in the history of California.
You think humans are supposed to live in California?
They pretty much got everything.
That's a good question.
You could, but between the fires and the earthquakes and who knows what else,
and the taxes and the homelessness.
Well, I'm just saying the natural stuff. I'm just
the taxes are natural out there.
Don't they have some of the most unbelievable taxes out there?
Yeah. Yes,
it's like a third, isn't it?
Isn't from the gasoline tax to the property tax? There'll be, if there's places in LA that you get taxed, state taxed, county tax, city tax.
Yeah,
you'll get, you got a maybe a federal tax of like 7% sales tax, for the state, and then there's like a 4% sales tax for the county you live in,
city,
and then there's like a 3% sales tax for the city that you live in.
You know what? You want to know what else they're going to have an issue with is after these fires like this, there's no vegetation actually holding the soil together.
Think about this.
The mudslide.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but sorry. California is one of the largest producers of produce.
Yep.
And right, Brian?
Yeah, this isn't the area where the produce is.
The positive is that it's not there.
Yeah, it's not where this is happening.
I guarantee
the wine and the almonds are safe.
But you know where, Bubba? Guess what? A lot of these people are going to need houses and move to Florida and Texas.
Well, good, because Florida's got a housing crisis right now. There's too much inventory. They need people to buy up houses. Start building apartments.
Stop building apartments.
Having a fire sale.
Yeah, let's get out of here. We tried, bro. I'm sorry.
You try what's trying?
Water hose will do no well.
He tried to save a bunch of stuff from his friend's house, I think. Look outside.
Yeah, when this tree falls, it's over.
And again, look at those ambers. It only takes one of those embers, those little flickering things, to go onto a
dry patch of pine needles.
A dry patch of pine needles. The next thing you know, you got that entire forest fire.
It will land a little patch of oil on your driveway.
I mean, this guy's getting out. I mean,
and the bitch back there is trying to lock the door.
Sorry, we gotta lock up.
Yeah,
I mean, the house is on fire. Yeah. Nobody's gonna ransack it at that point.
I feel for those people, man.
It's terrible. It's gotta be an absolute nightmare. Like, I remember how we felt with the storm coming on us, and we thought we might, really get it this time, and just the uneasiness and uncertainty of that. But this is next level, man.
Back in '99, Volusia County was the whole county was on fire. I mean, every square inch of it was. They made everybody evacuate, and man, you know how like you get super strength when like you need to. My mom threw these big ass suitcases in the back of the truck and just got out of there, man. But it was like almost 2 weeks.
Did your trailer burn down or no?
No. Luckily, my dad had to let his hunting dogs out of the pens.
He did. Did they go on and
they came back? They ended up coming back, but they were able to get out of there, because we did not have enough room to be able to get all the dogs out. So Dad just opened up their pens and let them go.
Now, does it look like to me, Lummy, that as they announce, The View announces a major shakeup to the long-running weekday show? It looks like they pretty much just got rid of Whoopi.
Get rid of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, but like to me, like I don't think that maybe you can report it as Whoopi is gone, because it says the long running daytime talk show announced it would add a 30-minute weekend slot to its coverage called The Weekend View starting on January 11th, according to Variety. Joy Bayer, along with co-hosts Sonny Holston, Sarah Himes, Alyssa Farrah Griffin, and Anna Navarro will appear on a panel of a half an hour. So
that's the weekend show.
That's the weekend show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the weekend show.
They're not
Whoopi just doesn't feel like working on Saturdays.
Oh, so Whoopi still stays?
Yes.
Oh, my prayers were not answered. I do not believe
it really bothers you that Whoopi's on The View?
Are you still not going to watch it, Bubba? Are you waiting for her to leave before?
If she left, would you watch The View, Bubba?
No.
Is that the one thing stopping you?
No.
So what do you care?
I hate her.
She used to be a comedian that actually did like racy type humor.
She's such a race baiter.
Yeah, she sucks, but
she is such a race baiter.
But she's going to be a race baiter whether she's on The View or not.
It never was this bad.
She let old Ted Danson.
And ABC allows it. They allow it.
Remember, she let Ted Danson wear that blackface at that one thing. She didn't really, care too much of it back then.
Here's some news I like. And I agree. I got to go to words, too. I'm way late. Billboard named Taylor Swift the largest artist for the entire 21st century. I appreciate that. I like that. I mean, really. Really. You wouldn't think
Thank you, Billboard.
You wouldn't think I was a Swiftie, but I kind of am.
Yeah, I don't know
this
who else.
Chick is so calculated and so well managed and so talented and such a star that she can go to an NFL football game and they make it a little bit about her.
I mean, she should be dating Tyler Kraft, but that's okay.
No, she's dating exactly who she needs to date.
That's right.
Back as we wrap the show up next.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
We might be off, but those bills keep coming. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. Now back to the best of Bubba.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
The Blizzard, the podcast with Brian and Seth. Today, it'll be up I'd say probably by 1 o'clock or so. They're getting ready to try to start it early because Brian said he's exhausted.
Yeah.
Getting ready for his big Caribbean cruise.
No, that's not until February.
Hi, who's this?
Hey, Bubba, it's South Tampa. Hey, I don't know if you talked about it, but the Lightning got an outdoor game next year.
Yeah, we opened up the show. It's going to be at Ray J, and it's going to be part of the outdoor series. They're going to do a game in Miami, and they're going to do a game here.
I'm super excited about it. I know Brian will be excited. There's a new jersey that they'll probably use for it. He loves jerseys, so we're all excited to hear.
Now, I did say my position is hockey is the one time that it actually makes sense to wear the sweater because it is really cold in the stadium. But other than that, I mean, having another man's name on your back is kind of a
But,
bitch
sir,
move.
we did cover this 3 hours ago, so there you go.
Well, there you go. I've got some catching up to do. I know that you guys had a great show today. I'm going to go listen to the whole darn thing right now. Have a great one, bud.
Appreciate it. Let's not forget to thank Clearwater Egg and Poultry, 1975 Carroll Street in Clearwater, open to the public. And they're the one that's providing our hog for us for our infamous hog roast that's happening part of BARP festivities 5 to 9 next Thursday. Nice. Ending the show with, now I don't understand. I can't quite wrap my head around. Did Brooke Shields go in for a labia?
Yeah, she went in for a labia, and the doctor gave her a little bonus procedure that she didn't want.
No.
The vaginal
rejuvenation.
But
rejuvenation.
Say vaginal.
So if
Brooke
you read,
Shields,
I read the story.
I read the article, and it was like she went in for one, and he gave her one.
She did an inner one. He did an inner one. She only wanted the outer one.
Oh, no. I actually think it was vice versa. I think she wanted an inner one, and he did it. But he also did the labia reduction, and she didn't want that.
Oh, no.
She wanted the tightness one.
Who wants flabs?
Well, she does. She said that she has had big flaps for. Well, here, let me just read it for you.
We really got to push labia enhancement
Wait,
surgery.
but I'm not trying to counter program, but when I was reading it, it was saying that she didn't need to be tighter, wetter, smaller.
Let's just read the article, okay?
Yeah.
You're turning me out over here.
See if you can interpret it differently than I do.
You sound like a Daft Punk song over there. Tighter, wetter.
Brooke Shields. Here's what I understand. She went in for, a vagiplasty, and she's mad that he did. And I can't do the goddamn story. Good seeing everybody. I appreciate it, man. I was trying like hell to get through it. Everybody wants to be their own goddamn comedian and their one-man show. Appreciate it. Maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow. The blizzard's coming up next.
Thanks for letting me finish. You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lummet.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Rhett, the filthy ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited. We must dissuade him of this delusion. Until next time, always remember.
I'll repair hello.